32 seconds early. That's okay for me. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. It is Monday. I hope you all had a great July 4th weekend, or whatever the hell you did over the weekend. I hope you had a good weekend. We got some stuff to talk about, man. Over the weekend, I kept getting texts from our producer, Luke. He's like, look, you look at all this stuff going down, the reports going on about James Gunn and Gillespie. Why are you covering all this drama? That's what this channel is about. Suck a ball bag. It's news, and that's what we're going to discuss. So we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the box office in general, and so many other things that are happening in the world of movie news. What does that mean for the box office in general, and what Moana is tracking out? Minions did just okay. So we'll talk about that and more on the show today. Myself, John Roca. Let's get into it, everybody. It's the Kristian Harloff Show here today on this Monday. I'm ready. You're ready. Here we go.
Did you shit in there?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. It is Monday. Joining me on Monday is me, just me with John Roca's name. No, just kidding. There he is. John Roca is here.
Hello, everyone.
The two of us are back. Grainy footage and all.
Oh shit! Again?
No, we'll let it clear. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, how was your July 4th weekend, man? What'd you do?
It was good, man. It's very chill. I had to take Lady Outlaw to a medical procedure on Saturday. A little scan going on.
Okay.
So yeah. She's just checking some issues going on with some muscles and some bone stuff. So she was just getting scanned. And there was a lot of openings. So July 4th worked for us. And then we went over and had some barbecue. Let the restaurant grill out for us. And then came home and watched The Agency season 2, which was excellent.
Forgot about
so,
that. That's Fassbender, right?
Yeah. It's so good. This season's so much better than the first season. So
Because
it's good.
I was struggling with the first season. I thought it was very well made. It just was a little dull.
Yeah. I agree. This one's much more action.
Okay, that's good to know. Lots of stuff going on. I'm almost done with 12 Monkeys, so there you go. There's that. I've been watching that series for a little bit, trying to get as many episodes. I'm really digging it a lot.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to dive into The Bear. That's my TV stuff.
Yeah, I'm waiting for The Bear as well, dude. Waiting to sink in 100%. I want it noted. The start of the show, I haven't said one thing about PLD, and he started and said he looks better grainy. So this, just so we're clear, I'm not the one that starts the shit. It's a sad fool who needs attention that starts the shit. Just so we're clear.
I think you'd go back and forth. I think
you know what you say. You have to say that. I think you're wrong.
I think sometimes you throw shots, and I think sometimes he does. So
he throws BB guns. I throw shots.
Maybe so. Speaking of shots, speaking of verses, speaking of all that stuff, we got the Schmoedown Vault channel.
Oh yeah.
This weekend, people are like, well, how come there were any matches this weekend? Because I took a break this weekend.
It's a holiday weekend.
Yeah, give me a break. So we are getting into the semifinals. And speaking of me, it's myself and Mark Ellis versus Team Schmoes versus Team Schmoes. Perfect. Wonderful. Team Schmoes versus Team Schmoes. The artist formerly known as Team Schmoes. Luke right now has his hands over his face.
Luke, God damn it, Luke.
It's like Luke doesn't do enough. So Team Schmoes plays Team Schmoes. That is thus in the multiverse. Mark Ellis had pink hair and was a woman, and I was Matt Atchney and loving Reddit. It definitely shows you the multiverse of me. So we face each other today. It's Rotten Tomatoes and the artist formerly known as Rotten Tomatoes are facing myself. And the one thing I will tell people though too, and you know what, because we just aired the box office breakdown versus top 10 match. Biggest upsets of all time.
Yeah, I know.
But people have to realize, if you want to see whoever's going to win that match between us and Rotten Tomatoes, you won't see the finale the following day the way that you did the original tournament, because what happened there, behind the scenes of that all was that we were recording at the new AfterBuzz studio, but we were coming close to the end of our deal with them, and we just kind of agreed to go our separate ways. But it unfortunately ended right before the finals did, so we didn't have a show at that point. And I was pitching the Schmoedown. We were potentially gonna do the finals. I knew that I was taking Schmo's No Live show somewhere, and we were talking to different people. We got like 4 different places where we were going to take Schmo's No.
I remember that, yeah.
And we finally, it was because we were about to do a deal with one company. We were pretty close to doing a deal with one company, And then Campy's like, let's talk about this. And then we had the conversation. It made the most sense. I was at Collider every day anyway, just stay with Collider, and we shot from the studio there. We were going to do the finale for season 2 once we got our new deal with Schmoes. But then once we pitched the the Schmoedown, full on weekly show, we're like, well, we should probably just wait, and then we'll do the finale as one of the big matches. And that's ultimately what we did. So you'll get the finale of the tournament in season 3, as one of the matches. So just so people know. Yeah.
Was this happening at this point? Are the matches still at the BuzzFeed studios, or are they at the Collider studios?
After Buzz to what, season 2?
Yeah, season
2.
That's
what I'm saying.
Sorry, after Buzz. Sorry, yeah.
Season 2 was
all these matches right now are after Buzz.
Everything was after Buzz. Their new studio, they went when we started. They had this really cool studio that was essentially a house that they converted.
Yeah.
Remember that? They converted
a
house.
100%. Yeah.
Which was really cool. And then they moved to this building, which I think it was more conducive to them, but I didn't love the building as much. The sound wasn't as good. The stuff, I didn't like that space.
The rooms were tighter.
We were more condensed. And so I didn't love that space, but anyway, so that's why you'll see like a handful of the matches are at that space. Then the finale is not. The finale is a Collider. So anyway, so that's what's going on with the Schmoedown channel. The other stuff we got, speaking of Schmoedown peeps, I get to reunite with 2 of my my Schmoedown peeps, and that's Jen Sturger and Mark Ellis.
Yay.
In October, we're like halfway done already, John. Halfway done. People got to buy tickets now because it's me, Sturger, and Ellis, October 8th.
Love it.
And if you guys get your tickets, you should do it now. Links in the description. So let's do that.
Who's this Kyle Lewis?
Kyle Lewis, dude. So I don't know if you might have met him if you've done any of the shows, because you went to some of the New York events when we did Schmoedowns.
No, I never went to any of them.
Never did a New York event.
No, because I got beat by Ethan before. I would have faced
New York, right?
Yeah, I would have faced Dan for the Brooklyn thing.
New York, right?
And then I lost to somebody else, and I couldn't go to the Brooklyn.
Isn't
thing
that
either.
crazy? You never did the New York show.
I know it's one of the greatest regrets of my life in the Schmoedowns. I never qualified for the Brooklyn stuff.
Oh yeah, we did like 3 or 4 New York shows. And
I remember.
Yeah, we did one in Manhattan, which was that's when Snyder played for the title. He was So anyway, the reason I bring that up is when we did the stand-up comedy shows, Mark would do the New York Comedy Club, and Kyle Lewis, I met their host, really funny dude, nice guy,
that's cool,
really good guy, and Jen was like, "Hey, we got Kyle Lewis to host." I was like, "That's great, I love Kyle." So that was just kind of easy.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's who Kyle is. But dude, a lot of drama this weekend, huh?
Yeah, huh? Craziness.
Holy moly. But let's talk about the first thing is, I think because it leads into the actual drama itself. Let's talk about the box office, which is what we usually do. Let's discuss how everything did, because we were off on our prediction. I think you might have been closer to me this week, because I think you had that one movie.
Yeah, Young Washington.
Yes, you had Young Washington higher than I did.
I knew it was going to do well.
You were 100% right. And this is the story of everything. First, let's talk about this. And this is from Comic Book Movie. Minions and Monsters isn't finding quite the same level of success as its predecessors at the North American box office this Independence Day weekend, while things still look bleak for Supergirl. Following Toy Story 5's record-breaking opening last month, another long-running animated franchise, Minions and Monsters, is falling short of expectations at the North American box office. The movie is eyeing a 5-day, $63.5 million start, which is a far cry from its expected $80 million debut. The long Independence Day weekend is always a bit of a box office anomaly, and the latest Minions movie is on track for a so-so 38.5 3-day haul. That is definitely so-so. This marks both the lowest 5-day and 3-day for a Minions or Despicable Me franchise, suggesting the novelty might be wearing off with these characters. This marks the 3rd time Illumination has opened one of these movies over the July 4th weekend. 2013's Despicable Me 2 was $143 million. 2024's Despicable Me 4 was $122.6, and 2022's Minions: Rise of Gru was $123. All performed considerably better. Back to Toy Story 5 moved to 2nd place with an estimated $30 million. 3-day weekend, taking its domestic cume to 365 by Sunday. In third place is Angel Studios' Young Washington, which is beating expectations, projected 16 to 17 million. We have an update on all these, by the way. Then in fourth, we have Supergirl. Things not looking good for that movie, which will gross 10 million this weekend. A colossal 73% drop from its opening. That's not as bad as Joker Folly of Doo-Doo, which is an 81% decline, but it's in the same ballpark as The Flash, which stumbled at the box office despite James Gunn promised that it will be among the greatest movies ever made. When is Supergirl available on digital? Tomorrow. By Sunday, it will be reached 48.8 million in the US, making it one of the biggest superhero movie box office flops in recent memory. At a time when superheroes are no longer untouchable in theaters, blockbusters like this and Brave New World will do the genre no favors. Running at the top 5 is Disclosure Day, whatever it might be. I'm gonna bring up the actual box office now, what it looks like. Minions and Monsters was 36 for the 3-day weekend. Toy Story 31. Young Washington was actually 20. Supergirl didn't quite hit 10, hit 9.6, and Disclosure Day at 6. So Minions and Monsters overall has made 159, including the 5-day, which again, okay, okay.
Sure.
Toy Story 5 again it's almost at 800 million already. The movie's a massive hit. Young Washington, as you said, 20 million. The movie did very well for the studio, as you predicted that it would. Supergirl just hits 100 million. Hasn't even come close to making its budget back yet.
Yeah,
that's yucky. And Disclosure Day at 216, which isn't a massive hit either, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
It just it's, but I liked that movie. So okay. So box office first, right?
Okay.
I will tell you that, I mean, yes, we know that the Supergirl thing, major disappointment, huge bomb, really bad. But you and I are not shocked by this because the drop, I mean, the fact, if you looked at the math, that it barely made 39 million or whatever it made in its opening weekend. And then you look and you do the math that there was nobody who was, I don't know who said it, but someone's like, well, maybe because it's the holiday weekend, people are going to go back and go see that. It's like, the novelty wore off. Yeah. Surprised it made 10 million, to be honest with you.
I know and it was like, this is what happens. And it's happening more often on superhero films that don't necessarily capture the pop culture zeitgeist, is that everything piles on and then people go, I don't need to spend my money on it because nobody seemed to like it. And it isn't getting that strong of a buzz. So I'm not going to spend my money on it. Spider-Man is coming. The Odyssey is coming. There's other films coming that are exciting me a bit more. And so we're seeing, and this is what, the 5th or 6th film in a row. And you might even throw Minions in there as underperforming this weekend as well, where like audiences are voting with their wallets now in very strong ways. And if I was a Hollywood executive, I'd be super nervous. I don't know what they want,
it's true.
Back rooms,
It's true. The difference between, say, Minions and Supergirl is that the Minions were smart, where they only spent like 80 million or 90 million.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
So that alone puts them in a place where, and they're also going to be, because Moana's ain't tracking to do very well either, by the way. But
right.
The benefit that Toy Story, Despicable, or Minions and Moana all have, kids are out of school. The West Coast are out until like the end of August or mid-August. East Coast, September, they go back. Right. So you got a lot of range for really the only 3 movies in town that are going to be battling for kids. If you can get, if you want to beat the heat, you want to go watch a movie and you want to go chill out, those are your 3 options. Toy Story will probably dominate for a bit, but then it's going to be what about the Minions? The Minions movie is one of the best Minions movies in quite a while too, by the way.
That's what everyone is saying, that it's the best reviewed Minions movie. Yeah. Yet it's doing the worst of all the Minions movies in terms of its opening. So it's really ironic. And I wonder if that's just, I don't say, maybe franchise fatigue. Maybe people didn't want to see a Minions movie based in Hollywood. I don't know. There's all kinds of possibilities of why this thing didn't do well. Maybe there's a general malaise that people feel about franchise movies right now. I don't know.
But let's also not take away that Toy Story 5 was it was this 3rd week. And
it's people, a damn good movie.
And as I said, people don't do like parents and stuff too for their kids. Aren't like, we got to see it week 1. It's like, it's Toy Story's out there. I hear it was good. Let's go take the kids. And it's week 3. That's why it almost was still number 1.
Yep.
And so Toy Story 5 has, because if you go back to like what I'm very curious to see what, and maybe PLD or Luke can look this up. Who did the last Despicable Me that came out 2 years ago?
Yeah.
What was that competing with in the kids genre? Because it wasn't a Toy Story movie, I'll tell you that.
Right.
And so maybe that's also something to be considered, because Young Washington, Supergirl, and Disclosure Day have nothing to do with why Minions and Monsters underperform, but Toy Story 5 certainly does.
Right. But I mean, usually Minions hangs, right? But what happened to early? Didn't Luke, didn't he say something about Super Mario Galaxy versus? Oh no, the Sonic thing. Remember, the Sonic was supposed to blow up and all this kind of thing. It didn't quite.
It did well though.
It did well, but it was blow up the numbers at all.
No, it didn't. It was the conversation Luke had about. He always thought that Sonic was such a great trailer, and that people were so hyped. The other did so well. He was just convinced that it was going to be Mufasa, and I said, "Stop this! Stop it! Is it going to be a better movie?"
Right,
100%. And it was a far superior quality film. But and it still did very well, by the way, Sonic.
Right.
It just went in comparison to what ultimately those live action. That's why I'm curious about Moana, because Moana is tracking to not do very well. The excitement's not there. And PLD made I'm sorry to tell you this, Rogan, but PLD made a good point a little while ago.
Can't be true.
Yes, I know what he said. Well, he may have stolen it from the chat. He said that it was,
now that he can read,
it was too soon.
Bitch.
There he is.
That was a good one to use against you. Come on. So anyway, what he mentioned though was that maybe it was too soon from the original animated, that the audience really still hasn't really grown up with it, right? That they don't need it too soon. Number 2 just released in the theater 2 years ago. So the fact that we're getting a live action this quick of something like that might hurt it. However, my counter to that was that the kids, like my youngest, or my oldest rather, and even my youngest, are big Moana fans. They want to see the live action version. Like we were like,
right.
So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play in me. I think if Moana succeeds, it's not opening weekend. If Moana succeeds,
it'll be the legs.
It'll be Mufasa's situation.
Right.
It'll be Mufasa's situation, because Mufasa is not a good movie.
No,
people just wanted to go and check out the live action version, and it had legs for like a few months. So
yeah, it might be too soon. I mean, you're going to see, like you said, we just had the second one, but it was like, of course, the second one was animated. So I don't know how the live action versus animated type of thing affects things. Because I mean, Lilo and Stitch made a shit ton of money.
It sure did,
right? And I know it was like a long time ago that the animated film had come out, but still, I mean, who was clamoring for a Lilo and Stitch live action? But they got there. I also think, to be honest with you, Dwayne has become a bit of box office poison. Like all of a sudden, Dwayne Johnson can't sell the tickets like he used to. And I love my brother, but if you look at
your turncoat,
yes. Speaking of Young Washington, redcoats. I know, but like the if you look at his box office lately, man, it's not looking good. And if you look at the situation with him, it's not looking good. And even and I don't agree with what happened over the weekend with Will and
that's so
George.
stupid.
That's so dumb. I agree.
Stupid.
So dumb. You two are completely irrelevant to the Rock universe, man.
Yeah.
But I think this is I mean, it's just like The Godfather, right? What does Sollozzo tell Tom Hagen? Could I have gotten to The Godfather 10 years ago? No, he's slipping. The Rock is slipping. And now even Sollozzo, which is essentially Will Wheaton, is taking shots, feels strong enough to take shots at The Rock and whatever. So I just think there's issues going on with Dwayne, and I think it shows on his face when you watch him in interviews. He's still the sweetest guy doing stuff for the woman who's rowing to Hawaii and all of that. But like, I just think people aren't that excited for him anymore.
My dad said this a long time ago. I remember when we were talking about the business in general. He's just like, it is so hard in that industry to stay on top. He's like,
100%.
It's almost like the one person that you could really say was able to just navigate it and go back as a movie star, not like someone who's successful, right? You could point the finger at Denzel Washington. You could point a finger at Tom Cruise, which would probably be the best example.
Probably,
yeah. But even Tom Cruise has tons of struggles, but he's consistently been the top movie star.
Right.
What Dwayne Johnson was doing was, for a bit, he was, like you said, he was box office Viagra or whatever.
Yeah,
right? He was helping. Everything he was doing was just hitting and millions, billions of dollars and all this stuff. And it's just not easy to sustain.
No,
it's just not easy to sustain.
The great stars, when you go back and look at the time, look at Jim Carrey had that run,
right,
and then poof, right.
For
those of you old enough to remember, Burt Reynolds was the greatest movie star in the world for like 4 or 5 years, and then poof, it just, you cannot maintain that consistency. It's really hard consistency. And you're so right. Tom Cruise is like one of that rare examples, but even he's stumbling with these last 2 Mission Impossible movies. So we'll see how Digger does when it comes out. But like
Leo's a good example too.
Yeah, Leo. But Leo's also careful. Like Leo's like, okay, I'm gonna wait. Part of it. Yeah.
But that's
Dwayne was like, let's do it. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that it's navigation. It's how you say. Leonardo DiCaprio is a great example. Like he was, because he's careful, and he's got to navigate his to sustain, and because he's not like a big blockbuster actor.
Right.
He really isn't, minus Titanic and other things. His movies he usually does are usually ones that are always considered for Oscar conversation, right? Like I mean, even Inception, which came out in summertime, it was an elevated kind of action. It was very rare. I remember how I was so excited when I saw that movie. It was like, oh my God, it's treating the audience like we have brains.
Yeah.
It's not just watch, eat popcorn, boom, boom. And and nothing wrong with those, but that's what it was, just consistent all the time of that stuff. So that's a great example, but it's very hard to do. It's very
Stallone and Arnie, bro. I mean, who was bigger than Stallone and Arnie?
They had a lot of
80s
drop. Yeah, they had a big drop.
And then like right in the mid 90s, it's fallen right off the cliff.
You can do this. You can do maneuvers where it's like, okay, because Stallone, and he just had an interview recently where he talked about how Copland hurt him.
I saw that. Yes.
And so he was doing digital releases and everything too. And Bruce Willis was doing the same thing. And Arnold took a big break because of politics. And then they came back and they hit, like, Rocky Balboa was a movie that he hit, and then he stopped a couple and then Expendables hit, and then he milked that a little too long, and then that fell. So there's like these ebbs and flows of things that happen. So it's hard to sustain for that long, for sure.
That's why he went to TV with Tulsa King. I think he saw the writing on the wall. He's like, I can't sell movies like it did before.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play the mentor guiding the young man. I don't want to do that. I'm still an alpha. So I'm going to go do Tulsa King. It makes sense.
Yeah, Luke makes a good point too when you talk about The Rock. He thinks The Rock's going to have a little comeback with Jumanji this year. It's a big, exciting cast that helps The Rock. That could, because those are good holiday movies. If it's decent, it'll do well. If it stinks, people will for it.
That's the brand selling it more than it is The Rock. And
but couldn't you say that about Moana?
You having Kevin Hart, and that's what I'm saying. This is going to be an interesting thing to see how this film ultimately does. Is it a how can I say this? But Moana is Moana. That's tied to Moana, right? Like this is the big deal. And so how much of but I also think the trailers, it looks like he is just like mailing it in. He does not look, there's no excitement or electricity.
Put this on and say the same thing you did 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Maybe so. But nonetheless, the box office showing that whatever's going to come out this week, I think is I'm going to see Evil Dead tomorrow. It'll have a nice little run. I think they'll do decent for the numbers, what it is. But next week is the story, right? Next week is Odyssey, and that's what everyone's going to be. Yeah, and apparently, the so much for the influencers not seeing the movie. Their reactions and other selected critics' reactions will come out today. So take it with a grain of salt. Whatever. Let me read some of they're out right now.
Please. Oh, they really? Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're out right now. Let me read some. This movie was incredible. Nolan's best thing I ever saw. This one from Sloppy Farts 37. I couldn't believe it. I was sitting right next to Lupita Nyong'o. We were holding hands, and I loved it. I thought I wasn't going to love it, but I was wrong. This movie was the best. Don't take my access. Says, if you want to see a great movie, then see this one. Okay, that's it. So they all
wait. I have one here. Asking for money. This is the first 6-star movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Just break the system completely now. This is the greatest film ever made. I just saw that. I just read that one. Amazing.
Okay, so this is my favorite. Okay, hold on. Someone said I'm tired of listening to critics. You guys are irrelevant. Well, you're irrelevant to this channel because I banned you.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
There he is. There's my guy.
perfect. Anyway, but it's not. Look, you're not wrong. Most critics are probably going to say exactly the same thing that we said because it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah,
But it's just, I'm just guessing, and that's, by the way, that's not just those fake reviews that we just did was a mixture of both influencers and critics. Whatever the selected critics were going to be, I think they're all going to. They selected the people they wanted to be there.
Yeah, this is why it frustrates me that some of them get so upset about it. You know the deal. You know what you're doing, and you know the approach to it. And you know that those of us who've been in this business know what goes on behind the scenes with these publicists and what goes on at these junkets. So, like, don't be upset. Just be happy you got selected to be in the junket. Take the hits a little bit at your credibility or at your honest opinions on this, because that's the exchange for you getting the access. You can't have it all and no criticism. What kind of fantasy world are you living in?
Look at this. Ray says he's seen it and it's amazing. Nice, Ray. How'd you see it?
Well, Ray, how'd you see it?
I love Ray. Good.
Yeah.
I hope that's true. I mean, Ray's pretty solid. I don't even make okay, listen.
Yes.
So I'm curious about the box office in general, what you guys think about all this. We're going to get into more diving into the Supergirl of it all. So don't worry about, you guys haven't discussed the fact that I made $9 million. We will. But before we even do that, I got to tell you guys, as I've told you many times over, about our wonderful partners of both Factor and Rugiet. I'll say about both. Right back. Look, you guys know I'm on the go. And I've been eating healthy, you know that, but it's not always easy to like prep everything, and that's why I love Factor. And I've talked to you guys about Factor before. I love it. Factor has meals. It's built around your goals, whether it's weight loss, overall nutrition, more protein, or GLP-1 support for strength and workout recovery. That's what they do. You got to check out Factor's Muscle Pro collection. It's been super helpful with getting back in the gym and doing all that. It's fresh. It's never frozen. Over 100 rotating weekly meals, including globally inspired flavors like Mediterranean, Asian. There's always something new to look forward to. It's ready in 2 minutes. Factor shops, preps, cooks, and delivers straight to your door so you have more time for everything that you love this spring. I've been using Factor. You should use it too. If you aren't already, do it now. Head on over to factormeals.com/Kristian50off. Use the code Kristian50off and you get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscriptions only while supplies last until September 27th, 2026. Got to see the website for more details. That is Factor. You know how long I've been with them. You know how much I love them. Get them. You'll be happy. Life really does move at like 175 miles an hour. I'm telling you, it's like the big weeks coming up. It's so stressful. It can be, between whether it's work, relationship, everything else that you got going on your plate. You want to know that you can show up when it counts. And that includes, it's the bedroom, guys. If things aren't working out the way that they used to, you don't have to accept it. So Rugiet, told you a million times about Rugiet. Everybody who's been trying Rugiet says, thank you so much, and you're welcome. Why? Because Rugiet has treatments that can help you. It gets you staying hard, it gets you hard, and it lasts as long as you want, whether it's occasional trouble or something that's been building for a while. Their doctors work with you to find out what fits your body. Their best-selling treatment is Rugiet Ready. Combines 3 clinically proven ingredients in one minty dose that dissolves under your tongue. It increases blood flow, and it primes your brain for arousal, so you're ready physically and mentally ready to go. Most men are good to go in about 15 minutes with effects lasting up to 36 hours. And if timing is your issue, Rugiet has Go Long in a 2-in-1 treatment that helps you get hard and stay in control when you finish. Over 400,000 men have already made the switch to Rugiet. Now, you want to get started? Simple. Rugiet connects you with a board-certified doctor online, and treatment ships discreetly to your door. Head on over to Rugiet.com/Kristian and get 15% off your ED treatment. That is RUGIET.com/Kristian. Get 15% off. Rugiet. It's performance medicine for men. Thank you to Rugiet. Thank you to Factor. Excited to have them both. You guys want to help out the show? You want to help out yourselves? You want to get something great? And go and just browse around on the damn thing. Check it out. Helps out tremendously. All right. Last week, John Roca wins again.
Hey,
John Roca won. So for people who are wondering how it works, is that we do these questions. The host that gets the most monetarily at the end of the week wins a bonus. John Roca won that bonus. It was John Roca was number 1. Kalinowski was number 2. Winston was number 3. Martini was number 4 with Chris Carr, and the number 5 spot last week. So can John Roca do it again? 32 questions already.
Wow.
As we haven't even gotten to the question section.
Let's get it on. Let's talk about this
listen,
Gunn.
I'm gonna dive into this shit, dude, because this is crazy stuff going on. I saw that you covered it over the weekend on your channel.
I had to talk about it yesterday. Yeah,
of course. I mean, I get it. I was like, I'm not gonna go. I'll bring up some of this Hollywood Reporter article because it's a long article.
Yeah, it is.
So I'll read some of it, and then I'll just you know it probably like the back of your hand at this point. So the things that you might have already been hearing, that you maybe were confirmed in this article, other things. Yeah. So let's discuss some of it. This broke from Boris Kitt at the Hollywood Reporter over the weekend. Interesting that it was over the weekend. That's another thing.
Friday night. Really curious, Chris.
Curious why they did that, and not the news cycle this Monday. But it would make sense to drop it today, considering that the thing just made like $9 million to week 2.
Yeah.
Usually test scores go up and away, but this March scores Supergirl went down when DC Studios held a bake-off testing competing cuts from Gillespie and James Gunn and Peter Safran. It was a moment of extreme disappointment. Those involved, the stakes were high, particularly DC Supergirl will be a key test for Warner Brothers. So basically what happened, this part of it in red, is that they put together a cut and then they just compared the two of them. I think that the studio's cut, I think there was Gillespie was a little more darker than what they said. And then it looked like they did tests, and their cut won by like 2 points or something like that.
Wow.
But months later, Supergirl outcome is now well known. The movie starring Millie Alcock as the title character and budgeted the 170 to 180 million, crashed and burned on its opening weekend, grossing just 37.1, even lower than the reviled DC Hendrick Bomb 2024's Joker Folia Doodoo, which opened to 37.6 million, was not made by Gunn or Safran. And while one failure is not an indictment of a slate, and there have been all sorts of think pieces as to why the movie failed. Was Alcock right for the role? I mean, John thinks she was. Some people don't think she was. Was Gillespie right for the take? I think he was right for the take. I just don't think this was the take that they should have done. And our audience is tired of superheroes. Depends on the movies. I think, again, this has been said many times over. I will steal it. I think audiences are tired of mediocrity. Was opening the movie in late June a mistake? Yes. Was the budget too high? Yes. The fate of Supergirl may have been seeded early on. All good questions to ask, by the way.
Yeah.
Gunn and Gillespie had creative differences over the direction of the movie. Numerous sources tell the Hollywood Reporter, and the film never found its footing in the post-production process. The test scores, which are counted on a scale of 100 points, never escaped the 60s, according to multiple insiders. Another insider said the movie's top score was 70. I'm going to stop there for a second, John. We'll do it this way because because this jumps into a concern that we had when the trailers came out, right? It's like, well, whose movie is it?
Right.
Do you are you doing a DC movie with a new director? Are you doing a James Gunn verse with a guy that you just want to basically direct your movie because you can't direct it?
Yeah.
And that's what it seems like it was. And like, that's the problem with a creative force a problem that could happen with a creative force like James Gunn. And it seems like it did. You don't get the Lars and the Wheel Girl guy and the I, Tonya guy and then say, you know what? This emotional story that you probably have brought together in kind of obscure stories in the past, throw a needle drop here and use mine.
Yeah.
You're not directing it, dude.
Yeah, it's really, when you look at how they approach this thing, it now in retrospect looks just like a complete debacle on so many levels. Because you're right. I think James Gunn is a guy who wants to direct all these movies. I think his ego wants him to direct all these movies, and he doesn't trust anyone else to be able to direct them the way he wants to direct them. And look, to be fair to him, he has a great track record directing movies and leading to box office success. Whether you want to argue Superman as a mild box office success, fine, but it's still a success. And so I understand that impulse. Like, look, okay, fine. I'm going to take the pressure off myself. I'm going to show that I can hire another director and they can direct the movie. But you can't resist yourself from changing. So the way the story lays out is that he sided with the studio, brought in his own editor to cut a new cut of the film versus Gillespie's point of view. And it just was all a debacle. I think he thinks too small. Feige thinks big, right? I think Gunn, what I'm realizing as I read all this stuff over the weekend, is he thinks too small.
Can I
Woman
counter
of
that and
Tomorrow,
agree? Can
you
I
know?
counter that and agree at the same time?
Sure.
I think he thinks big by thinking too small. Meaning
Okay,
that,
can you clarify? Yes.
yeah, like, so by saying, I'm going to do the obscure characters this way, I'm going to put in this kind of obscure thing by doing it this way, and that's going to be huge. We're going to put that what normally wouldn't be big in pop culture, we're going to make it huge, like Guardians.
Yeah.
So by going, we're going to go small here, but that's going to go big. And I think that was a mistake. Like, we're going to put Supergirl as our second movie. Supergirl, like, Superman did good. One of the biggest superheroes of all time did good.
Good.
Supergirl, this one's going to do great.
Right.
Nope.
Because what he said in that video, right? He said this is going to be $175 million sci-fi blockbuster. This is what he said in the video.
Yeah.
He had every intention to do a massive Supergirl movie that would be great, but he chose a source material that has to do with child trafficking, has to deal with super trauma, has to deal with all this darker shit. And he thought, well, and it's I know it's told on a larger scale in the book, but he wanted to tell this kind of smaller approach to it, even though they spent so much money on it. It just didn't make sense in the end. This was not the way to introduce Supergirl into this movie.
TV show should have been a deep TV, darker TV show adaptation.
Lanterns should have been kind of lanterns.
They should have instead of lanterns as a TV show, they should have done this Supergirl, because that could have played into the super family. It was a big mistake. But again, I think it was him going, oh, I'm going to go outside of the norm here, and I'm going to bring everything. Watch this, and this is where, and I've said this before, and I'm going to reiterate this as well too. And you can counter this because I know you're not going to agree with me 100%.
Okay.
That what I've said though is, and I clarify by saying, I am very aware that when like Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War, some of the biggest, Spider-Man, some of the biggest movies that Marvel has done are very much enjoyed by, and have been tickets have been purchased by women to see those movies. They've enjoyed them thoroughly, right?
Sure.
Those movies were not necessarily marketed towards women.
Right.
The comic book movie base has primarily been men.
Yes.
Right? So by marketing, there are very few movies that superhero movies that you can market towards women, that you're really going to get them interested to go buy tickets if you're not necessarily also marketing men.
Right.
This movie was girl power, everything else too. You've got to get women into the theater. They didn't give a shit about this movie. And so the other side of it was like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, you're going to get women excited about that. Wonder Woman's always been someone that really, okay, I bet you I'd like to see and I think we already did this, but like a lot of dudes saw Wonder Woman and a lot of women saw Wonder Woman.
It's the only female-led superhero film that had more women than men go see the film. 52 to 48%.
Because women like her.
Yes.
There's other movies that just are not marketed or can't be marketed inside the comic book genre towards women. Again, I am not saying that women can't enjoy the comic book genre. I'm very aware that they can. It is hard to market to them that they want to go and see it. You really have to get them on board with it. It's why, like, again, they didn't market Barbie towards men. They didn't give a shit if men saw it. But if women took their their husbands or whoever it was, they marketed towards, I think they marketed towards the gay community. I think they marketed towards women, and that was where they aimed at, and they crushed it. Right. Yeah. And so you just have to be careful. And it's like Lucasfilm does the same thing too. You've got to be careful in how you try to just get rid of one side of the audience. Yeah. And then say, we want everybody else. You guys come in. It's like, but if they don't, if that net doesn't grab them, you're fucked. Yeah. And that's what happened also with Supergirl.
Yeah, you have to. Well, no, I said this in my review as well a couple weeks ago when I did it. It's like they didn't have the courage of their convictions. This is totally a great story to tell, a female empowerment story of the journey of trauma, of the journey of saving one person from committing a certain act that can destroy them for the rest of their lives. It's all there. But they tried to mail it up by bringing in Superman, by bringing in Lobo. They tried to make it to appeal to the male things. If they had just committed to doing it fully as a female story, brought in a really good writer, a seasoned good female writer who understood the story, because clearly Anna Nagora didn't understand even the ending of this book. Right. and then got themselves, in my opinion, got a really strong female director to navigate this. It does, and I'm not saying that only women should direct female-led movies. I'm not saying that, but there are certain movies that you can have the nuance of a female director that will bring that out, and you will have, and it's unapologetically what it is, and it has you come to it, like Barbie did. You had Greta Gerwig writing this thing, directing this thing with Noah Baumbach, but she did it. And so I think that was the mistake. And I talked about it on, I played Coy's comments on it from The Real Rejects, and I think he makes some good points in there. But within it, he's saying that, I'm sorry, I'm mad about all the rhetoric around the film. Girls aren't going to see this. Girls didn't go see it. So you've got to call out the fact that women didn't go see this movie.
They weren't interested.
And if they weren't interested, then the studio failed. The studio failed to get women into the theater.
Marketing just wasn't good.
That
like
matters.
I give two examples of two of the ladies in my life. Right, my 14-year-old, who we went to see Despicable Minions together, and afterwards we were having dinner together, and I said, "Let me ask you a question, Viv. Did you want to see Supergirl?" She was aware of it, and she said, "No, not really." She's like, I think that someone said this in an article recently, like Gen Z doesn't care as much about superhero movies in general, right? And you really got to get them on board. I mean, Spider-Man will paint a different picture, I think, but for this, she didn't care. The telling part for me was when I asked my wife, and I said, would you, when Supergirl comes out, would you want to see it digital or whatever? Did you want to see it? She's like, I didn't even know there was a Supergirl movie. She had no clue. And then she asked who was in it. And I had to say, well, the girl from House of the Dragon, there's some other show that she watched, but she didn't know anybody in it either. So it's like, there was a lot going on with it. I think the biggest problem was that I think a lot of executives, Gunn included, are living in a different era. They're living in the 2017, 2018 of what could be. And it doesn't work like that anymore, especially in the comic book genre world. You've got to switch things up, and you have to. This is, you and I spoke about this last week. You cannot keep going with this obscure bullshit anymore. You have to go with the big three if you want it to be super successful. Or you're making a $40 million Bane and Deathstroke movie. Right. If you make $100 million Bane and Deathstroke movie, then if you get fired, it is deserved. Right. It's a stupid decision to do anything more than $40 million for a Deathstroke and Bane movie. Yeah, he should. And honestly, I bet this would have been a better movie if James Gunn had directed it. To be honest with you, because as you said earlier at the beginning of this conversation, he tried to get Craig to do his vision. I challenge anyone to watch this movie and find a Craig Gillespie movie in this movie. You won't. Trailers. Look at the trailers.
Yeah, the guy who did I, Tonya, the guy who did Cruella, that is not in this movie. No. The sardonic wit, the sarcasm, the subtle commentary on social issues and female issues. He is well seasoned in directing female-led movies that are successful. Cruella was good. I, Tonya was good. And so to me, this is where I think James and Anna Nagora, like he was handed this stuff. He was handed Millie Alcock. He was handed Anna Nagora. Yeah. He didn't choose that writer, didn't choose that star.
It's true. You didn't hear about Greg Gillespie being in the casting sessions. It was James Gunn cast Millie Alcock, and James Gunn cast this. It was his movie, just like, hey, here, guy, it was like a Return of the Jedi situation. Yeah. Or what's his face? The recent Jurassic World, Gareth Edwards coming in. Like, we already wrote the script, we already cast the thing, come in and direct it. It's basically what it was. And exactly. So he's got to change his course. I mean, he really has to change his course. So we're gonna keep going with this. And we got Gunn and Gillespie have creative differences. Okay, so they were fighting. They were not aligned. Other insiders dispute the characterization, saying that Gunn, Safran, and Gillespie had the normal amount of healthy friction in filmmaker and studio have as part of the process of making a movie better. So there's some pushback on that from other people. And multiple sources say the duo respect the filmmaking chops of Gillespie, known for guiding Margot Robbie to an Oscar nomination for I, Tonya. Filming wrapped in May 25, and as early as the fall of that year, the studio and Gillespie knew the movie wasn't working. After a December test screening proved to be just okay, the studio decided to take matters into its own hands, took charge of the post-production to make its own cut. Studio also enlisted writer Jeremy Slater, a Gunn favorite, who previously wrote an unmade feature based on DC superhero team Authority, to help with the post-production process. The extent of his involvement is unclear, although it seems he helped write scenes for a 9-day shoot of additional photography. original screenwriter, Anna Negrera, remained involved in the post-production process as well. One issue at play was the climactic fight, which was reconfigured. Other issues of the movies are unclear, but it is known that music was a key friction point. Now, this is the part. This is the part of me that this is what bothers me.
Yeah,
this is a director's choice.
Yes,
this is a director's choice, and yes, the producer can say, well, maybe for rights we can't use this particular thing, but
right.
this is Gunn, because he knows so much about music and he's good at music normally, involving himself too much in another director's process and forcing him to use a song. Right. And so they just talk about the different uses of what they were going to do for songs, and he basically forced them to use something. And then the movie employed 2 editors. There was Tatiana S. Riegel, Gillespie's longtime partner, who edited his Lars and the Real Girl, I, Tonya, and Cruella. And then there was Fred Raskin, Gunn's longtime cutter, who worked all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and Gunn's DC's Peacemaker. It seems like 2 directors working on the movie, and one had more power, so he powered over the decision of how he wanted the movie to be.
Yep.
That's it.
That's exactly what happened.
That's it. There were signs that things were getting better. Deep into winter, test scores improved and hit the low 70s. However, rather than continue to tinker away in the cut, the studio decided to force a bake-off by creating 2 cuts. There's no winning here when you're basically pitting up your head of the studio against the director. Here's our cut, and here's your cut, and we'll see what the audience likes better. That's a lot of confidence in the director. The director's be like, "Fuck this." It is.
I have to know why they decided to stop tinkering with the movie if the tinkering was leading to better scores.
Yeah.
Why did you all of a sudden decide to have 2? This is just like it ends with us.
Money, maybe.
This is just like it ends, maybe, but it's just like it ends with us, where you had the Justin Baldoni cut and you had the Blake Reynolds and Blake Lively rather and Ryan Reynolds cut. Yeah. And then you put them against each other and they chose the Blake and Ryan cut. Now, that one did make a lot of money. Maybe the drama and controversy helped it make a lot of money, but it made a lot of money. So you can say the studio made a great decision here. In this situation, it's the same thing. You brought in a hired gun, and then you're going to it's almost like Thanos grabbing that moon, like I said, and just punching Craig Gillespie in the face.
Right.
What Gunn did by lining up with the studio, Gunn and Safran by lining up with the studio to try to save this thing.
But
it made it worse.
But using your point of that Blake Lively movie, it ends with us. Again, which we go over many times over. The original budget for that movie was $25 million.
Right, fair point.
And then the true cost of it was something like $40 million to $50 million, but still. As opposed to this, when you get to 170, you're like, oh no. And it is also the decision where they don't mention it is that you're going back and forth and you get Gillespie. First of all, they should have a Supergirl movie. In no world should it anywhere been outside the same conversation we just had about Bane and Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Should aim at 80 million tops for that movie. 80 million, and release it in like October. And then you can get the actual essence of what made that graphic novel so revered by people.
Yeah, I think you have to have started with a Supergirl origin movie.
Yeah.
And then you can do this story, because now we know her, we're connected to her, we see what she's going through. So if she has to play second fiddle to Ruthie's story in a sequel movie, that makes sense to us. We can do that. Like Dark Knight, Batman is essentially second fiddle to the Joker in The Dark Knight. It's still considered one of the greatest superhero films ever made. Why? Because we had Batman Begins to get to know that Dark Knight and get to know that Batman and Bruce Wayne. So if you had done that first, done a Supergirl movie, roll it out, introduce her, get people on board, have a great happy ending, then you bring her into this pit of trauma. It's like it's Empire Strikes Back. It's that more darker approach to a sequel. That would have been the smarter move.
It was. And this movie doesn't feel like a summer movie. It felt like an October movie.
Yeah.
Like October to like November movie.
It felt like an independent movie created with a massive budget.
100%. And it's like, and it's also, it was one of the, when I kept saying, when I saw Superman and I saw the end of when Supergirl was in there, and I had no reference, and I didn't know anything because I never read the graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't like the way they introduced her. And then everyone said, well, you got to read Woman of Tomorrow. It's such a great adaptation. That's all I heard is how great it was in the cyber, and every person who read it, how great it was. Okay, now I'm excited to see how they adapted. And every single person that said that to me said they went so far outside of the realm of what this story was. Why would you do? First of all, like you said, if you're not going to adapt it in the way that it was and bring that essence out, then don't do it and do a Supergirl origin story instead. I agree with you 100%.
If you're not going to commit to 100% to a story like this, it's going to fail.
No. So moving forward past that, I mean, then they talk about the villain a little bit. And they say that the studio starts to insiders paint the back and forth process as routine, but others include franchise filmmaker who spoke anonymously for this story, but was not involved in Supergirl, held the opposite view. He said, it happens more than you think, but it's not normal, said the filmmaker of the Bake Off. If a studio is going to put money into the test process, it means they feel strongly about certain things. The movie was never tested again. As a point of comparison, the canceled Batgirl tested in the 60s, and the box office deployment Shazam! Fury of the Gods began tests in the 60s, like most of Supergirl's tests before moving up. And from that point on, if Gillespie believed strongly that something should be in the movie, he had to advocate for it, said one source. While Supergirl didn't meet our box office expectations, almost sounds like what happened to oh shoot, what's his name from Satsi, who you interviewed, Gavin Hood.
Oh yeah, Gavin Hood, right? Yes.
So remember
with the X-Men, the Wolverine movie. Yes.
Yeah, he worked on. He got bullied.
Yes, he did.
Bullied. And then so it's like you basically just like, hey, just do everything we say, and then it reflects back on you. Gillespie should not take the hit for this, by the way. You really should.
100%.
While Supergirl didn't meet our expectations from the box office, just one component of broader long-term strategy at DC that we remain confident in. I don't know how you say that. And in many ways, the strategy remains intact. Despite the setback, Gunn and Safran will continue to guide the ship. It's unclear when the duo's contracts are up, but sources believe it's either the end of 2026 or the end of 2027. By then, DC Studios will have released not only Clayface, the modestly budgeted horror movie centered on the Batman villain, but also Man of Tomorrow, which Gunn is currently directing, which is slated to open on July 9th, 2027. Batman Part 2 from Matt Reeves, also in production, and is an October 1st, 2027 date, but stands separate from the DCU.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with Gunn and Safran.
No, that is a big wart on James Gunn's ass. And Gunn will continue to exercise his ideas, especially his penchant for spotlighting lesser-known side characters. A Superman spinoff focusing on Jimmy Olsen, played by scene-stealing Skylar Gisondo, is getting a comedic take with mockumentary series DC Crime that will also shoot in this fall. There's also a series focused on Mr. Terrific, played by Superman breakout. Is it Edie Gathegi? I always say
Edie Gathegi. Yeah.
Gathegi. Oh, I thought was great in that movie.
Yes,
that is in active development with Alan Heinberg writing the pilot. But Supergirl's failure does put a scrutinizing spotlight on Gunn, who has positioned himself as the face of the company as no other studio head has before, thanks to his output on social media and comments in the press about quality control. So we can just kind of, that's a summary of it for the most part.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, you and I have been very clear about that. James Gunn needs to get off social media. He needs to.
Yes.
And here's one of the main reasons. Even we were saying this for a long time. I think that not only this article, I think that I think Owen Gleiberman was way out of line for his review, but the follow-ups on the Variety stuff and all this, the consistent stuff about how Gunn failed this and this was that was Variety giving Gunn a slap and saying, stop calling out our reporters from scoops. Yeah. Stop saying this. He has to understand that there is a game that is played inside of when you're in this position. Yeah. You have to play the game with the trades. You have to. Otherwise, they're going to do this to you. And there's more reports that are coming out, and he's getting bombarded and hit because he doesn't stay off of Twitter. He needs to stop. And it is not a good thing for let him report. Let him be wrong.
Right.
Focusing in the stuff that you're doing. And the other side of it is too, is if Supergirl and these side series don't perform, he's got to take his heels out of the sand and say, okay, maybe we do now strategize and just go after the big ones because that's what people want to see right now.
As I said, I think he's done. I think after Man of Tomorrow, that's it. And I think Ellison is going to come in if he gets the studio and just get him out of there. Get him and Safran out of there. I'm telling you. I think that's what I think is going to happen.
What do they do with the vision? Because let's say Man of Tomorrow crushes.
If it crushes, will it crush? Yeah, well, maybe.
Well,
maybe it crushes.
I'm putting the hypothetical. Man of Tomorrow makes $800 million. Right. And it crushes. And people are, what's next? And then Gunn is gone. Do you just bring somebody in to continue the storyline?
Possibly continue the vision without Gunn. And the thing is, because look at it, people are like, what if Clayface does really well? You don't understand. Things like this ruin a brand. The audience is turning. The audience is turning. Now, people who had come after me for a year ago, starting my campaign against some of Gunn's stuff, are now all of a sudden going out on their social medias and saying negative things about Gunn's comments, negative things about what Gunn did, because the proof is in the pudding. You're absolutely right what you say, Kristian, here. He's got to stay off social. Let them all talk because the
That's
work
all.
speaks for itself.
And you
know
get
what
more
Feige
promotion
doesn't-
for your movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what Feige doesn't say anything? Because
No.
the work speaks for itself. And when
Yeah.
it falls apart, he gets shit. But when it's great, he gets praised.
Yeah.
Same thing should have happened here. But Gunn wants to control everything. And I think that's where it all falls apart for him. And you're right. You incur the wrath of the trades to come after you and make stories and whatever, because they think you're arguing against them in bad faith.
Yeah,
It's different if they messed up,
if you're not
you know?
making The Godfather 2 with every movie that you're doing,
Yeah,
you ain't
yeah.
Teflon.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you're not. It doesn't matter how cool your audience thinks you are. If you're not Teflon, if your movie stinks, and your movie or as far as box office goes, and people can take hits, they're going to come after you, especially when you're the head guy. It's politics, man. You've got to make friends with these people, or at least not necessarily make friends, but you've got to be in the graces of playing ball. So if someone says, "Oh, I hear so and so, we're reporting that this is that," no, go back to your mom's basement. Stupid. Stupid. Because that doesn't help anything except get people fired up. And then those people, and look, it's a petty business too. Even if you make a good movie, that person, that critic that you just pissed off, or that reporter is looking for a way to knock your knees out from you.
Right.
And if I'm Ellison, or if I'm Zaslav, I'm going, dude, please, for the love of Saffron, I'm going, dude, for the love of God, delete the app or a little bit, or just have someone post stuff. It's like, please just stop.
Yeah. And I think this is a little bit of, why isn't Zaslav, who is known to be this like hard charging dude, why isn't he telling Gunn to stay the F off social media? Is there something in the contract that he can't do that? Like, there has to be a certain kind of level of like,
he's been quiet lately, though. He's been quiet lately.
Well, he's been quiet because he has nothing to brag about.
100%. But even like, I mean, I think he tweeted out, and people were like, "Oh, nice try, dude." And he was tweeting out about, please, go and see Supergirl. And you got to do that.
Yeah.
You got to do that. It's like, people going, "Oh, you shouldn't be tweeting about the movie now because it's not doing well."
No, he should be.
He's got to promote. He's got to do that. That's where he should be tweeting. It's like, promote away. Promote away, and like, use your shows that you have. Use the things that you have, and break stories, and just use it. Like, look at. And I know that Triple H for a while was kind of going down that route, but he stopped.
Right.
He'd stopped because that's what you were getting pissed off about it too. He was kind of going after the fans, right? He didn't do the press.
The fans. Yeah.
Yeah, but he stopped. It's like, okay, just let them. They'll speculate. They'll report correctly. They'll report incorrectly. Whatever. I got to focus on bringing the right people in my vision. Now, the question again to me, this doesn't seem, with what they have and all those projects that we just read, this does not seem like the DCU. It seems like the Super Family Universe led by James Gunn.
Right.
A Jimmy Olsen series, the other guy from
Terrific,
Superman. Mr. Terrific. And it's like, okay, so, Batman. The reason they're not doing Batman, and this is the whole thing, was because Matt Reeves.
Yep.
It's the whole reason why they're not doing it. People can. That was my favorite. The audience. People can handle it. They won't get confused. Then why in the week here? We both have heard this. They do not want to confuse the audience with two different Batman, and they don't want to compete against him.
Yeah, they know it. And that's the thing. When you look at it, it was a tough situation to walk into, and James Gunn was hamstrung by the greatness of the Batman, and they didn't have a Wonder Woman thing ready to go. Right. And he just thought he'd go this route, and he's had to adjust and pivot quite a lot from that announcement. But most of this stuff has fallen apart. People didn't like that Creature Commandos season finale. People didn't like Peacemaker season 2 season finale, and the ratings were down for that second season. And now you have a film like this is going to crash and burn. Yeah. There are rumors that Lanterns might be a mixed bag. I don't know if that's true or not.
They need awesome right now.
Yes, right. If you're going to do this plan, you have got to be awesome right off the bat with the first few projects.
You need awesome
to lay the groundwork, so you can stumble on a couple of them. But you've got to lay the groundwork, and they're not doing that well right now. And his propensity for the smaller, lesser known stuff, it's just a bad move. And this may speak to Zaslav not understanding superheroes or comic books or the universe of DC to just greenlight this with him leading the way and being okay with this plan.
It's also him looking at it's the way Hollywood and the way executives work. It's like, oh, here's a guy, he worked for Marvel for so long, and he's Guardians, they made millions and millions of dollars. He knows what he's doing. So you guys think this is gonna work? But there's only so long that you can get that guy from right now, he doesn't care because he's rolling around in cash when he wakes up in the morning, and then he knows he's handing it off to Paramount, and he's whatever he's going to be. He doesn't give a shit. It's Ellison right now who's going to be looking, going, all right, let's see, because if they're are they buying a lemon at this point? Because these shows have to come out, and they have to. Landers has to deliver. But as we talked about, and we will talk about again with like Lucasfilm and Starfighter, right?
Yeah.
Man of Tomorrow is unfortunately now in that same position that Starfighter is in.
Yeah.
It's in that same position. It should have been in, okay, here's number 3. First 2 did pretty well. Here's the third movie now. They went boom, they're hitting with the super family. The shows are doing well, and wow, DC's moving. Now it's like, okay, this movie better be good, and they don't need that. And it's the same thing with Starfighter. It's like, okay, Star Wars needs this movie to be really good because Mando and Grogu shit the bed, right? It's like they're both, DC and Lucasfilm are both, probably in the same boat, and DC doesn't need to be in that boat. The strategy was wrong.
Yeah, strategy was wrong from James Gunn for sure.
Yeah.
And as I said, I think he directs the hell out of movies, and he's a really good director. But I don't think he was the right choice.
He cares.
Yeah,
he does care. There's no doubt about it.
I just watched that clip with him directing Corn Sweat, and some people are trying to say that was like a toxic thing. Whatever. People don't understand what it's like to be on a set in an intense scene,
actors,
and you've got a relationship with the director. Yes, exactly.
Actors love him.
Grillo talks about him with all kinds of all of these guys talk because he's a good director, but he wasn't the right choice. Clearly, if you're looking at it right now, to lead DC, and that's what you see going on right now with this.
And that's
stuff
also, that's a Zaslav problem too. Like you said, not knowing it well enough, because like the thing is, the question is now when you look at if he continue, this is why I want to say I'm not going to say that he's the wrong choice yet.
Okay.
Because to me, it's like, can you prove that you're a leader? And the way you prove, not just by how you handle wins, it's how you handle the losses, right?
Right.
So the question is he going to dig his heels again into the sand and say, no, we're going to do $100 million Bane and thing. I can make it work. I can make it cool. I'll add some music, some needle drops. I'll get him back. I've done it before. Is he going to be like, you know what? Let's not only should we do a Jimmy Olsen show, we should do a show about the squirrel that Superman saved. Let's do that next. Let's do that. Right. And if you start doing that still and you don't, then you're the wrong choice. However, if you then say, you know what, let's try to, Clayface is tracking pretty well. Let's do a version of that with Bane and Deathstroke, and we'll do another one. We'll get the director who did The Furious, and we'll get him to do that kind of movie, and then that hits. So okay, great. Then the next movie, then we're going to focus on the big 3, and we're going to nail those 3. And he changes his approach, and then goes. I'm not going to say that he's the wrong choice. I'll say, look, he maneuvered around. He brought it back. Man, it's hard. Well, his strategy worked, and he changed things up. But if he stays, the problem with Gunn is that he's stubborn. Yes,
he believes in what he's doing, and he thinks this is the right way to go, and he doesn't hear anything else in the situation. But look, I want to pull this all the way back out, though, if we have a couple minutes. Like, I think this is also a Warner Brothers problem.
Totally.
I said this on my show yesterday. If you look at from Man of Steel to Supergirl, there are so many L's in that run. Yes, there's the occasional win, but there are so many L's. And I compared it when I tweeted this out to like the Jets or the Browns having a 5-12 season where they beat the Chiefs or the Patriots in the regular season, but you still lost 12 effing times. Right. And when you look at the run of DC movies from Man of Steel to Supergirl, there are so many L's, both financially and artistically, that it's like, is this? I think they're in Spider-Man Sony territory. Live action Spider-Man Sony territory with the.
You know what's crazy about that?
The lacking quality, man. Yeah,
it's like quality wise, okay, but you know what's crazy about it? Someone brought this up not too long ago. It just shows you the different time that we're living in. How much do you think worldwide Amazing Spider-Man 2 made? If you were to guess. That's the one that sunk. That basically sunk.
Oh, right. Yeah. 750. I don't remember how much was it.
Even the fact that you guessed that high. When the actual number was in the 800 range.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And it was considered it was just not considered a good movie.
Right.
B, oh my God, we got to shift focus and get the hell out of here and just do something else. It was one of the reasons that they brought it to Marvel in the first place, or brought it back to Marvel. And it's such a crazy world that we live in. And now they're like, okay, shit, we made 620. It's so crazy. Anyway. All right, so I'm going to need PLD to do me a favor real quick, but we're going to do the questions here in a second. But John, before we do that, I want you to tell them about your channel, PLD.
Okay.
By the time that Roca is done doing that, bring up the first question and let John answer it, and I'll be right back from taking a whiz.
Ooh, there we go. All right, yeah, it'll be my turn afterwards. Thank you, Kristian. Yeah, please head on over to the YouTube, youtube.com/John Roca Says. That's my channel, the John Roca channel. Got so much going on here. I went live 3 times last week with The Truth because there was so much to talk about surrounding Supergirl. Went live yesterday for 2 hours talking about this particular article and connecting up to other things. Heat 2, so many topics we talked about yesterday as well. Plus, I'm doing my live watch-alongs of the World Cup games, some of the World Cup games. Did England-Mexico last night. What an incredible game. And then I'll be watching tonight, United States versus Belgium at 5 p.m. PT. But I also got my podcast that's going out, The Cinephiles. We just did our 10-year anniversary of the show. Can't believe we're doing that show for 10 years. Go and listen to that as well. We're going to start Oppenheimer Part 1 this week as well. But we got Hot Mic, Geek Buddies, Spill the Tequila tomorrow night, my reactions and reviews, everything happening on the John Roca channel, youtube.com/John Roca Says. All right, PLD, bring up that first question. Let's go. Zachary Cooper says, support for the drama with Roca. First time from Queensland, Australia. Have fun. We'll watch VOD like I always do. What's that mean? The drama with Roca? Is that the thing tonight? Is that the game tonight? Oh, we'll find out. All right, what's the second one?
Sorry, I'm back.
Ron H. Oh, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. For Ron H, for 2 seconds, I thought about not going to stereo, but I wanted to dance. I needed to dance. I wanted to dance for me, for mom, for my family and friends, for you and this community. I want to celebrate this life. I love that, Ron. Celebrate this life, bro.
Yeah, celebrate. Yeah, come on.
Sammy. Happy Monday, fellas. Which studio head do you think is more desperate for a turn of fortune sooner than later? Gunn for DC or Filoni for Lucasfilms? Great question. I think Gunn right now, because Filoni still has a little bit of a cushion. And even though he's been he's been the creative guy for a lot longer than they've led on to. But the other thing is that he's essentially took over the job while he is still the showrunner of the soap. He hasn't really been able to do the job. He's been a showrunner, like, as you know, and maybe a lot of people don't understand. Being a showrunner of a show takes up every second of your fiber of your being.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So running the actual company, who knows? But he's got a cushion because you can also say, even if Starfighter doesn't work, that wasn't my movie.
Right. Kathleen did that.
Right. These choices that these movies, these are all Gunn's movies.
Yeah.
So Gunn needs to win.
Yeah. Yeah. Gunn needs to win. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Ron H. Happy Monday, all. Just wanted to get the super chat out there before I start my day. Kristian, on Friday, when I told my mom she could leave. Oh, I have everything in hand. She would take me literally. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ron. Sorry, I left fatigued but feeling good. Mom enjoyed dancing, though I never saw her do much of it. She was with me at stereo. I know, dancing with me, and yes, I had my pants on. I'm still being able to laugh about it. I like that too. July 4th, around 8 a.m., I got the call that my mom passed on my birthday. Oh, Ron, terrible. I'm so sorry, man. Most people might be saddened by that timing. I see it as my mom decided to leave the day that she brought me into this world. That's really sweet. That's really sweet that you look at it that way. Really
great
sweet.
Perspective, man.
Yeah, great perspective. Oh man, Ron, I'm so sorry, my man. That's I know that you and I like the way he brings like laughter with him on this stuff too.
Can I say something real quick? I think there's a gift you gave your mom by telling her she could leave. There's something powerful in that. I had that experience with my grandmother when I said that to her, and she passed away a day later. It's like there's something about it's okay. You can let go. I think that actually does happen. I think that actually does work. So she might have left with even more peace, knowing that you were okay letting her go. So good job by you, Ron, for sure.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that with us too, Ron. He follows it up.
Ron,
Fuzzy, you alive? You better be. We have still lots of living to do. Hope you had a great birthday weekend. Him, Fuzzy, and Ron were going back and forth the other day. It was hilarious. Enrique and Toronto, nice. Rank these 4 Oscar-winning supporting villain roles: Heath in Dark Knight, Javier, No Country for Old Men, Waltz, Glorious Bastard, Sean, One Battle After Another. These are great. These are great. And I love every single one of them. There's no, they really do. I would say, oh my God, I hate that I have to even do this. I would say I'd probably put, shoot, man, this is hard to do. I don't know where to go with this one. I probably have to say, Waltz at 4. That's crazy. I probably Waltz at 4. No, you know what? I got to switch it, and this is for the stupidest reason. I'll put Javier at 4, and I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Only because he shares less screen time than the rest of them. That's the only reason. It's the only reason, not on performances, on the screen time. So that's why I'm putting him at 4. Only because he's so good in it. It's just the screen time is just the others share a little bit more.
Right.
Then I probably have to put Sean, actually. Then I would put Christoph Waltz, and then I would put Heath. In 5 seconds from now, I could change that entire list.
Yeah. I would say Javier, Heath, Waltz, and then Sean.
Wow.
I think that's what I would go with. Yeah, because I think he makes the most of his screen time, Javier. I hear your point, but I think he makes the most of it.
Over Heath.
Yeah, I think Heath is having fun, and he's doing some great work there. But what Javier does is just incredible.
I think they both lose themselves. I think all 4 of those guys lose themselves.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, you go either way on all 4 of these, man. It's such great
change it. I can change it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Matt Lannon, longtime fan. Thank you, Matt. Thanks for making me laugh through tough times. My dad passed in 2020 and would have loved all this humor. You guys are awesome. Peace. Thank you, man. I'm sorry about your loss. I'm glad that your dad had a great sense of humor.
Yes.
That's always important. It's amazing. What did this is hilarious, by the way. Two things I'm going to share about both my kids.
Yeah.
I got to see because my oldest is she's going to be 15 soon, which is crazy. And like I still see the little kid in her. It's even though she's a teenager, I see it. And so she's been talking. She wanted to watch Obsession. She's a hard.
Oh yeah.
She really wanted to watch Obsession. So I had seen it, and then she goes and she rents it. I goes where she rented, and she's watching, and she was watching it like in her room, and she's starting, and I was like, so my wife was like, because my wife's not gonna watch it, she just won't watch it. She's like, you should watch it with her. I was like, yeah. So she just started it. So the funny thing, I was like, I know there's a certain scene I ain't watching with my daughter. I'll go make a peanut butter sandwich or something while she's watching it. And so what's so great about it, she's watching, and she also knows, had done the research on that. She knew a lot of spoilers and stuff too, because she just was so excited to see it. And so she was watching it, and she's getting into it. And then there's one particular scene, the one that I'm talking about, where I went to make a peanut butter sandwich. And this is like the little kid comes back. She goes, "Okay, I'm good. I'm going to bed." She's done. And I was like, "Oh, that's my little girl." She was still there. So there was that. Then the gangster. This was just hilarious. So we're in. She goes, we're at in the bathroom to where she was getting out of the shower, and she looks up, and she outside, she sees the neighbors. And the neighbors, she's like, "Oh, look," and she's in the mood. She goes, "Look at that, they're eating pizza." I go, "Don't spy on the neighbors." And she goes, "Domino's? What they eat Domino's for?" She goes, "Domino's." She goes, "You're in New York. You don't eat Domino's." She's like, "That guy's eating Domino's." It was hilarious. It was so good.
She'll see.
I was cracking up. It killed me. She was like just judging the guy for eating Domino's. All right, let's see that next one here. Enrique, if you were a studio head and PTA came in and said, "I want to make another $130 million movie," would you let him after one battle lost money but won Oscars? That's not as easy to say. You have to basically say, okay, who's in it? When's it coming out? What's the script? How did we do this year? Don't forget.
Yeah.
The amount of money that Warner Brothers made
the
year. They were okay with taking the loss on that stuff. They were okay. Because of all the monies that Sinners and Weapons and everything else made.
Yeah.
And Minions, not Minions. What was the other one? They did a big Minecraft.
Right.
Yeah, they did
almost $1 billion.
Yeah, they had enough. Now, if it was today, and I'm Warner Brothers, after the amount, they had any wins this year, really.
Right.
Then I'm a little more hesitant.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I go down to 100. I try to bargain down to 100 if I could. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Skywalker Sean. Hey, big fan. Thank you, Skywalker Sean. Have you guys thought about doing reactions to the DC animated movies, since they tend to be the best representation of DC characters? The answer to that is yes, but the problem is that I was even talking to Luke about this too. I only have so much time on my hands, right? Where I had like 5 different people doing reactions on the channel at one point. Now it's just me, Sam, and Ming, really, right now, that are doing reactions on the channel. because I have to be able to balance and do this show every day. I have to be able to balance more. The Kickstarter is going to launch in September. We just I don't know if I announced this yet, but I said we were working on the guy who's going to run the Kickstarter campaign signed off on it. We just got to signatures. That's all we need, and then we're going. And then hopefully get the director on director to introduce you guys to them and all that. So I have a lot that I have to hold on to right now. Eventually, if that happens, maybe. But Sam's really busy. We finished Andor. We finished Rogue One. She was supposed to come in today. We were supposed to record New Hope and episode 4 House of the Dragon. But she got an ear thing going on right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, so we're waiting for her to get better before we can resume.
Yeah.
Mike Joyce. Roka, did you get a lot of crap for being Latino and rooting for England over Mexico in the World Cup? And who do you think will win it all?
No, we are not. We're not a fucking monolith. We're all different countries, Mike. This might surprise you. We're all different countries, so we don't have to be required to root for any country that speaks
Spanish. Not even
Mexican,
are you?
No, I'm South American. I'm not even on the same fucking continent. But whatever.
Great question.
I love England because I'm an Anglophile and I studied there, and I cheer for Liverpool. So no, I didn't get any shit for it.
No, now you are. You should have been rooting for them. You don't go to the parade if they win.
Yeah, exactly.
Mako Scenes became a member. Thank you. Good time to be a member. We got live streams coming up. We got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah.
I think that's Mac Oceans, man. Not Mac
What did I say?
Mako Scenes.
Perfect. I like Mako Scenes better.
I
like Mako Scenes better. Mako Scenes. Mako Scenes is much better.
Mako Scenes.
Mako Scenes. Carlton Rudder. London Calling. What's up, man? Enjoyed Minions. Some great old movie references. Cue Christian's Jabba voice. Great watch along with John for the England-Mexico match.
Apunta, sensata punta,
Yeah, it was an intense match last night. So much fun. Tonight's going to be intense too, boy. Of course. Oh, man. Of course. We had to get involved.
I actually watched the game.
Last night? Oh, yeah. It was intense, dude.
It was good.
So much fun.
All right. Maddie B 207. Morning, Kristian and Roka. Sorry to hear about your mom, Ron. My condolences. Yeah, the whole chat. Ron's become part of the crew at this point.
Yeah.
And then he finishes. He also says, guys, Mom always said she was okay no matter what was happening, how she was really feeling. She was always okay. I'm okay too, I promise. Especially since I have cool people like you having my back. I mean,
respect.
It's incredible. Thank you, Ron. Maddie B. Oh my God, Kristian is talking box office again. I know. Sorry, Maddie B. It's a whole Reddit thread about it. You should go join them.
There is really a Reddit thread about you talking about box office.
Like, Kristian, little box office show. That's all he told me. We got a guy that's a $200 million mom. Ron H. PLD and Roka. I would like to nominate myself as an intermediary that can help both of you negotiate a lasting peace. Guys, make love, not war. I'm pretty sure that line is the Bible.
Hey, shut up, Ron. Listen, this is the way it works.
You can't win.
You can't win. No, but PLD are fine, and I are fine when we get on to host the show or co-host some stuff together. So don't worry about it. But yes, thank you, Ron, for the voluntary thing.
Yeah,
but we're fine.
B-Town. Big thanks to Roka for literally streaming all day yesterday. Many of us entertained on a slow Sunday. Also addicted to Schmoedown. I love that. Did you just find it recently, B-Town? Yeah, you're getting to the good stuff now.
Yeah, now it gets
season 3 is about to start. Yeah, so this is where it starts. This is where it starts going. So, well, I'm going to put the match between Schmoes and Rotten Tomatoes up today, and I think season 3 starts tomorrow. I believe so, right, Luke? I think so.
Season 3,
isn't it?
Go.
I think season 3 starts tomorrow. I think so. Maybe.
Yeah.
Dolov Movies Man. Since the social media embargo list for the Odyssey today, what do you think the reviews are going to be like? Oh, we kind of gave our spoiler review. I think we did. Everybody's going to love it, which will probably be accurate. I think it's going to be really great. But I just that's any movie that is marketed that way. Look
at the Supergirl first reactions.
I know, right? Luke Jennings. England versus Mexico. Catch the game. It looks like they did.
We did.
Yeah.
Season 3 starts tomorrow.
Well, it starts. No, actually, you know what? It almost starts tomorrow. Season the recap. Voice of God just came in. The recap of season 2 drops tomorrow, and then season 3 will start on Wednesday. So there you go. Noah Lawson. Why is Dane Cook doing a live show with YouTube with Sam the Eagle? Love the cover routine to Jeff Dunham. Yeah, we get that a lot. Oh,
there you go.
You have to call false or true on this. Mike
the stab.
Kalinowski said on the show that the Sam Eagle thing was not new. He said that's been something that's been talked about for years.
Maybe between him and his friends. I've never heard that before in my life.
All right, I'll call him out. I'll call him out on that tomorrow.
Okay.
Larry Kordowitz. Yo, Kristian, hello from Queens. Go Bayside. Hell yeah, Larry. Don't forget, one of my bands is going to cover Wooly Bully on record soon. Use ours for the pilot. It'll be cheaper, and our version is going to be sick. You know what? schmoescontact@gmail.com. Send me that again, because I have to use there's one scene in particular. I have to use Wooly Bully. I have to.
It's a great song. I love that song.
It's a moment that I can see it in my head. I know it's right after a certain comedic line drops, and then it kicks in, and I know that it'll work. Smaug saw Supergirl, felt I can't say the word. Inconsequential. Oh my God, John, help me here.
Consequential.
Oh my God, I'm
inconsequential.
Where's my protein bar? And episodic. Millie and Momoa were great. This always happens to me when I don't eat enough. You can tell when words start going really bad for me.
Yeah,
that's when I haven't eaten.
Huh? Are you doing a promotion right?
No. Love the Krypton scenes. Liked the action sequences and the music, but story was poor. 6 out of 10. Yeah,
that's about right. Yeah.
Adi Mahmood, 5737. Could the men's team be suspended from 2030 World Cup?
No.
What happened?
Oh, you didn't see? Yeah, well, you didn't see this? Oh, wow, it's a big thing. Yeah, Trump came in and apparently called the head of FIFA to get the Balogun red card suspended so that he could play tonight. And it's
so Trump could play?
No, the player could play. A player that, by the way, who was born to an immigrant mom to play. And it was it's now a massive controversy. A massive controversy. I hate it. When he gets involved, it just ruins everything. Anyway.
All right, Ron H. I only watched the trailer for Leviticus now. The concept's amazing. It looks like it could turn obsession on its head. I don't even know if I could watch it, even with someone. Watch the trailer. Which one is Leviticus?
It's the I think it's the gay horror film. Yeah, it's out in theaters now. So
interesting. Okay,
I think that's the one.
That obsession movie is really good. Have you seen it?
No, I'm going to do a reaction just like you did. I'm going to record that this week.
Absolutely should. Just make sure that you like. We had a thing because people were like, how come the end of the reaction is not on there? It was, but Universal blocked it, so we had to cut out certain pieces of footage.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just be careful when you edit it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Let's see. Next one after that, Johnny Patriza, your take on PlayStation ending disc production.
How the fuck am I up there that quickly?
It's really good. Johnny's good. I don't know enough about it, to be honest with you. I saw people like streaming about it and other people talking about it. I mean, I guess it's the idea that they're not doing discs anymore. I would like, what are the numbers in general? Like, are people still buying discs, and are they losing money by doing it? Because that's what happened. So I don't know. I don't know the answer to it. It sucks in the same way that it sucks that people's intake for Blu-rays and everything isn't there. It blows.
Yeah. There are physical media defenders like me and others. Adam Hlavak over there, Here's Reforged. But like, it's clear that everything is going digital. And I think this is Sony's way of controlling you. If they remove the discs, you have to rely on their service. So you'll have to sign up to a service every month to access your games. That's the future. That's where it's going. Everything is going this way. And guess what? They kind of can do this. It's their shit. So, it sucks though.
Right. Shut up, Will Wheaton. Yeah,
I agree.
It was so dumb. It was so dumb. Yeah,
So
you have to talk about politics. Be on my side. It's like, no, you don't.
Yeah, I never understand calling out people for not talking. It's just, it doesn't make any sense.
It's not his right to say it. So you can you're allowed to say, and I said this the other day. You can say, I'm disappointed that he doesn't speak up more. I'm disappointed. I would love to see his takes more. But to call him a coward and say it's like he doesn't have to. And the thing is that what I said, what if he decided he wasn't on your team?
Right.
Speak up.
Right. Do you want him to speak up now? Yeah, it's a great point. Absolutely. Great point.
Here's another controversial thing that we'll talk about.
Here we go.
Did you see Kevin Spacey on Bill Maher?
I saw clips, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
And that's your right. No, I didn't watch it either.
Yeah.
I think he's despicable.
Yeah, right? I think so too.
I think he's despicable. However, if people going after Bill Maher for having him on, I don't agree with him, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
In the same way that Charles Manson was interviewed by a lot of people.
Yes, he was.
Charles Manson had documentaries on him. It is your choice on whether or not you want to watch it. It is your choice on whether or not you want to say this is still a despicable person.
Right.
It's not on. It's the host is going to have. You can watch the interview, then say, I don't like the way that Bill was placating towards him. I don't like the way that Bill was handling him. But having him on and say, oh, you're giving this guy a platform. There are many horrible people. Ted Bundy has had platforms on people of big people talking about them and other things too.
Right.
And I'm not comparing Kevin Spacey to either one of them. I'm just saying people that have been showcased by other people. It is not if the host wants to talk to the person and interview the person, it is on you to listen to it and say, okay, that person is redeemed in my eyes, or that person. But it is also the choices. Like it's the other thing too of he didn't have to have them on. He chose with his show. So that's why when I said that, I've heard from people I know of Kevin Spacey being really inappropriate and
ditto
100%. So I think he's full of shit. My personal opinion. I think he's full of shit. Doesn't mean I don't think that people if people want to have him on it to have the conversation. Look, I had on Lilo from Lilo and Stitch from Bronxtown, right?
Oh yeah.
And it was, and look, you look at his story in general.
Yeah.
And I had a full-on conversation. I didn't glorify him. I had questions and things that I wanted to talk and things that I wanted to speak about with him. And it was still one of my favorite interviews I ever had. It was just a real conversation that Roxy and I had with him. And so there were people like, why would you give this guy a platform to talk? I'm like, I wanted to know his story. You can choose whether or not you want to believe him or not. That's up to you. And it's my job to get the right questions in there for you to then decide, redeemed, not redeemed.
Yeah. That's I agree with you. I think he's got a right to put whoever he wants. It's his show. You have a right not to watch it. But I do think you also have a right to call him out if he treats him with kid gloves. And that's what they called out Jimmy Fallon for having Conor McGregor on and not addressing any of the sexual assault and rape allegations and all convictions. Like I think that's a valid thing to call out the host for not doing, so
yeah. All right, let's see. After that, where is it? Larry, Dwayne was actually great in Southland Tales. Haven't seen Smashing Machine yet, so that is his best acting performance in my opinion. Also an underrated movie with the director's cut incoming, I believe.
Yeah,
Smashing Machine, he was really good. He was really good.
Yeah, no one's talking about his talent. It's not about his talent. He can't put butts in seats.
All right, now, Tyler. Balmer. Hey guys, do you think studios are going to move towards smaller budget movies or high budget IP spectacles after 2027? My hope is that they will do smaller budget movies. I think after looking at what Obsession and these other movies did, but the question again would be, if I always use Jurassic Park as this example, right? Imagine like a $70 million or $60 million Jurassic Park movie, smaller movie that you used the budget. If you spent an overall $230 million on Jurassic World or Jurassic Park movie, how much money do you think you would make with that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just think studios are going to be way more selective than they've ever been before.
So.
And I think that's what might be coming here. But you also have to understand with studios, like for people who are watching or listening, like they have a certain amount they need to spend as well. So they've got a budget every year and they have a certain amount they need to spend. So they're going to decide where they spend that money. And then because they get the tax breaks, they get all this kind of stuff. So there is more of the inner workings of a financial dealings with a studio for sure.
All right. John's at 73 right now.
Wow. All right.
Building up yet again. Can John take the week? He did it. He did it last week.
Where's that $400 donation? Let's go.
That's what you ask. We got 73 guys. Thanks for the support. All right, Larry, what do you guys think about the Digger trailer? That's 2 minutes of the Cruise clips and 30-second teaser. Love Cruise, but I don't get the campaign. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
No, I didn't watch it. Because I think I was on the air when the trailer came in. I've said this many times over. If it's a movie I really want to see and I miss the window for the trailer reaction, I don't watch it because I'm going to see the movie anyway. It's one of my most anticipated of the year. So, and Bonnie kept sending me, "You got to watch this." I'm like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I want nothing to do it. But you saw it. Did you like the campaign? Get the
campaign? I do get the campaign because it's Tom Cruise, and they're trying to, in essence, remind you how great Tom Cruise was because he's coming off 2 bruising Mission Impossible movies. So they want you to feel like this guy's is a legacy, and then they're going to show you a little bit because I saw 3 minutes of this movie that they showed us at CinemaCon, and this is Les Grossman territory, way out there type of Tom Cruise performance. So they want you to kind of remember how great he was in all these other films, so you can see the absolute change he's doing. It's all a part of an Oscars campaign to get him nominated for Best Actor. That's what the whole point of this is. And they want to hide the movie a little bit because it's an out there movie, man.
I'm excited to see it.
Me too. Very much so.
There we go. Obsession was such a great movie. Do you think it will get any Oscar noms? I think that it should. And this is, and you guys know me well enough. I'm not a horror guy. I like good horror movies. This is a great horror movie.
Yeah.
This is a great horror movie. And it's like, and it doesn't, $750,000. This movie seems like it was made for like 10 million. Like I'm saying, you'll see this, John. You'll see the opening frame of it when you watch it.
Yeah,
it doesn't look. You can tell sometimes, like, okay, it's a lower budget movie. You can tell it doesn't feel like a lower budget movie. It just does. It smells smaller from what they're doing with it, but it really is. It's brilliant, and it's like I even saw some of the behind the scenes filming. It was so refreshing to see the way that they were doing it. It was like it looked like a student film in the way that they were doing certain things and the way that they were making the movie magic, and it was like so cool to see. But the story is really good. The acting is really good. I think the music could be nominated, but I think that the main woman in it as Nikki, she should be nominated.
Indy Navarrete,
she should be nominated. I hope. I mean, look, if it wasn't for last year, I would say it's very hard for horror films to get nominated. Amy Madigan won.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
because it was an elevated horror in weapons, and so maybe there's an element of that here. Yeah,
and box office matters for Oscar movies when it comes to critically acclaimed movies. Also, like it helped Sinners. It helped like when a movie's popular and it's good and it's critically reviewed really well, the box office helps. And Obsession is a movie. And what the other reason why it probably will get nominated is because the Oscar needs young viewers.
Yeah, true.
And this movie is a younger generation movie, and it would really bridge the gap a little bit.
Also, the voting body's become much more diverse. It's become younger. Yeah. And so they're more open to looking at movies like this and breaking some of the norms of the past. So, yeah. Yeah,
it's really, really good. Okay. So I'm even saying, which is again the same thing that happened to me last year with Sinners and Weapons. It'll easily be in my top 10. Easily. I can't say top 5 yet because I got to see the other movies that hit the end of the year. Right now it's in my top 5, but that's not saying much because there really hasn't been anything that I've that can compete. I'm trying to think of the other movies that I really loved this year.
Project Hail Mary.
Hail Mary's in there, 100%. The Furious is in there.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, definitely. What a good movie.
I mean, so I have Disclosure Day in there in the top 10 right now. Now, I could easily see that getting knocked out, but I like that movie a lot. So and that's already going to be one. Oh, you got that in your top 10? I can't watch top 10. Then get the fuck out of here. There we go. Silo season 3, Apple on TV. Are either of you watching that? No, everyone tells me how much I would love it.
Yeah, I know. I haven't watched that one.
Everyone tells me how much I would love it. It's like, and I like her too, but I just haven't done it. Okay. Next one. Trey Porter. Will Smith's run from 95 to 2008 was untouchable. 4th of July used to be his weekend. It's a great point. He's another star that was like, and then, and he did set. I mean, he didn't help himself.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, Nathan Drake. Rousey better be in Expendables 3 or Furious 7. Now I think her acting days are behind her. I think she knows that wasn't. she rode the wave.
Yeah.
Wait.
I gotta take umbrage with this guy saying 95 to 2008 Will Smith was a run. No, I mean Within the 95 to 2008, you have Wild Wild West, a dud. You have Legend of Bagger Vance, a dud. Yes, you have Ali, Man in Black 2, meh. Bad Boys 2, meh. Jersey,
they still did, but they were still box office bangers, those movies. So he was
Hitch,
still,
yeah.
Hitch, but
Hitch, I Am Legend are good, yeah. But Pursuit of Happiness didn't do much. 7 Pounds was crap.
Pursuit of Happiness was one of his most revered roles.
Yeah, but it didn't do much box office wise. So, but I hear you.
All right, but
I'm looking it up right now.
All right, look at
just to verify.
Arago, you think that they should have included Supergirl?
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. 55 million. They made 300 million. I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Go ahead.
Okay. You think they should have included Supergirl more in the Superhand movie instead of giving her own movie right away? Do you think it would have been better to focus on Batman or other main characters as a follow-up to Superman? 1,000,000,000%. Yes. Right now.
Yeah. I think the second part, yes. The first part, no. There were already so many effing characters in that movie. To throw in her with another storyline, I just think it would have been way too much.
I'm telling you, they should have made it a TV show. Absolutely.
Yes.
Nathan Drake. It's wild that Craig Mazin writes Chernobyl and The Last of Us and then does Detectives. You both got to see it soon. Great movie. I saw it yesterday. I watched the trailer. I'd never seen a trailer yet. You saw it, right? You liked it, the movie?
No, I haven't seen Sheep Detectives.
Oh,
I've got to see it. It's on Prime, I think, or Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Prime. And I tried, and so this is another thing I got really. My daughter Maisie likes to also break my heart a little bit too. She's like, you know what, Dad? I think I want to be a Mets fan. I go, what the hell are you talking about? I go, stay. But yesterday I turned on the Yankee game, and she just sat down and watched the whole thing with me. And then I said, hey, do you want to turn on the Sheep Detective? She's like, no, let's finish the game. I was like, all right. So she didn't want to watch the Sheep Detective. So, Cosmic Lover, my favorite shits. Outlaw and Chrissy Glasses rocks DC WB drama, bad taste, plus WWE drama added to it. Started with Fast Series, be a team player and not a coach. That's it.
Love it.
B. Gill Studios. Roka, this is exactly what I commented on your video that you replied to this morning. Gunn's ego is making him think he's better than Feige and Marvel. I don't know if he feels that. I don't know if he feels that.
Also, I want to clarify something with you.
Yeah.
I was with you all, not you, Kristian, but I was the one talking about his ego way before any of you all were talking about his ego. I took the hits. I was the first one through the wall.
For it. You got
shit. You can go back a year and a half to find me talking about his ego on the hot mic and people going mad at me and coming after me on Twitter. Kalinowski's come after me on Twitter about it, for God's sake. So you're all coming in here going like, I told you that this was the ego. Get the fuck out of here. I've been drumming this drum for a year and a half, man. Anyway,
I think B. Gill is basically saying that he's with you for what you've said. He's just replying to the video this morning, but his point is that but this I don't agree with. I don't think that he doesn't think he's better than
Feige. I think he does.
You do?
I do. I think he's one of those guys.
Kristian,
you know this. You know this from your own experience.
Yeah.
There's always that one guy who thinks he can do your job better.
Yeah.
And he's always right next to you. And he's always, well, you know what I would do? Or maybe you should do this. You should do this.
You think that's him?
That's absolutely him. I think he was watching Feige and he was going like, well, maybe you should try this. And then with his buddies, he was like, you know, if I ran this shit, it'd be so much better.
That's 100%. Speculative to me. I don't know. Like
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
Jermaine King, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to admit the truth. Roka was always right about James Gunn. So you're getting your flowers for this finally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paul Martinez, big fan of you both. I hope I run into you both at San Diego Comic-Con. What happens if DC can't turn it around like Marvel is doing? Well, first of all, John, are you going to San Diego Comic-Con?
Oh, for one day. Guys, I can't do the con anymore.
So funny. It was like
one day.
You were like, Kalinowski, he'll be there until he's 90 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course he will,
yeah. But I remember how you were like, it was you, Shannon, Mike. You guys, it was like, you guys, you're going no matter what. You were at. Now you turned into a grouchy old man like me. Someone said to me there was
I was a grouchy old man before you, but go ahead. Yes.
Someone was the guy that I'm working with. He's like, are you going to be at San Diego Comic-Con? I said, I'm retired, dude. Yeah. It is not like anybody who has it is so much fun and it is a great time for people that are excited about it. I won't nothing disparaging about San Diego Comic-Con at all. I don't think it's smart for studios to spend the money that they spend there anymore, but as a experience for fans in general, regardless of studio stuff or not, to meet artists, to cosplay, it's geek heaven. I mean, it really is. It's a wonderful place to be. I will not talk shit about San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's great. But yeah, I won't be there. I'm done with. Last year's New York Comic-Con was my last one that I'm going to. But the bigger question: what happens if DC can't turn it around like Marvel is doing? Well, Marvel hasn't done it yet, but they're in a good position. Marvel's
Yeah,
in a
right.
good
We don't.
position.
First of all, yeah, we don't know how Spider-Man's going to do. It looks like it's going to blow up at the box
It's
office,
projected for $550 million.
That's insane. That's insane. But Doomsday is the one that's really going to, because that's fully Marvel. Whereas Spider-Man is Sony Marvel.
It's Sony, but it's
Doomsday
still
is full.
Yeah, it's a story. Look, Marvel has the opportunity right now.
Sure.
They're poised for a long run if they stick to the schedule, and they did. And this is why I said leadership. Right? Feige made a right hand. He made a right hand turn.
Yeah.
He said the obscure stuff and the other things, and we tried so much, and then we got to go back to what was working.
Right.
Spider-Man is going to be a massive hit.
Yeah.
Doomsday going to be a massive hit. A year later, Secret Wars going to be a massive hit.
Yeah.
A year after that, or whatever it is, Black Panther 3, if that's the one that comes out, that's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
A year after that, X-Men. It's going to be a hit. They're poised right now to be in the power position again.
Yeah.
They are. So
if they play it right, they play it right. Yeah.
And if DC can't turn it around, I mean, it's the same thing what happened with the other regime. It's like you only get so many misses, especially when you haven't had enough hits.
Yeah.
Marvel had room, even because the thing with Marvel, even when they were missing with certain movies, like John and I both don't like Doctor Strange 2.
Right.
Movie almost made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right. Thor: Love and Thunder was my most hated Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It made $800 million. Right.
Yeah.
So they're still like, even their losses are wins. Now their big loss was like the Marvels. That's a big loss.
Right.
They're able to spin things. She-Hulk, I think was a loss as far as TV. Captain America: Brave New World was a big loss. But they're spinning things around. As far as DC just needs a couple of hits, and they got to go to the big three.
Yeah.
Nathan Drake, out of 10, how bad do you think Gunn? Wait, how bad do you Gunn directed? Well, how bad do you want Gunn? I don't know what the whole thing, Nathan. You missed it.
He's probably out of 10. How bad do you think Gunn wants to direct Batman?
Wants to direct it. I saw you and Jeff talking about this. Is that true?
That was what Jordan Rumi reported on his World of Real website, that he keeps hearing that Gunn wants to direct Batman and Brave and Bold. And I would not be surprised if he does that. And I'll tell you this, I said this because I talked about it on my show on The Truth. And I said, if my butt was on the line and I didn't trust anybody else to get it right, especially after what happened with Gillespie, I would direct it as well. So I don't fault James Gunn if he wants to direct it. Because if you're going to get fired, if it doesn't come out right, you might as well go out on your shield trying to direct the version you want. And when you watch that video, he talks so lovingly about Damian Wayne being his favorite Batman. So he clearly invested in this story. So, I would say, yes, you might as well do it, man.
Steak. Tommy McLeod, choosing this version of Supergirl is like leading Barbie with Kate McKinnon and Barbie. Most women are not drunk MS losers. Happy 250. Well, I think that's unfair. I think
Tommy, how many women do you really know?
I think it's unfair because, again, I think, Tommy, you could have a different tune if they would have adapted the story that was written on page, that they didn't go away from. There was tons of stuff missing, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair to say that, because flawed characters can work for sure.
Yeah. Also, she's not a loser in the movie. She's dealing with the trauma, the loss of her entire planet. And so, cut her a fucking break, Tommy.
I know. All right, Ayoshi Yamatsu. Let's get Gunn to run the Mets. That can't be any worse. Oof. Do you see? It was like something they set the record for one amount of errors in one play. It's like, they're atrocious. They're really bad.
They're bad.
Comic lover, 100% Roca with Supergirl. Hire the right people and get the fook out of the way. Reeves must have a solid contract, because Gunn ain't touching that. Good. Yeah.
Reeves is the Tony Gilroy to Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy's James Gunn, for sure, man.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next one. Okay. Trey Porter. I watched High Fidelity for the first time on Saturday. Really good movie. For me, prime Catherine Zeta-Jones to be has to be one of the most beautiful actresses I've seen on screen. She's really attractive.
Yeah. I mean, Zorro, good God almighty, man. It gives you sweats. She was beautiful. Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She is. She
Chicago.
Is. Oh yeah, Chicago. Yeah, for sure.
Carlos Chacon
Hey.
became a member. Thank you, Carlos. Good time to do it. Got close to 1,000 members now. If not over. B. Gill, I think Craig wouldn't have cast Millie and instead cast the runner-up Meg Donnelly or maybe McKenna Grace as Kara. Gunn wanted Millie from the beginning. That's another good question I'd like to see inside of that report. Is like, where did the casting conversations come down to? How did that? You know what I mean? How did that break down? And so I'm curious how that plays.
This is someone who directed Margot Robbie to an Oscar nomination and directed Emma Stone, another Oscar winner, to lead his film. So I don't think any of these three women would have been in contention. I think Craig would have attracted a much higher caliber and experienced actress to play the role for sure.
IMD Blake reviews. Did anyone see that rumor that James Gunn is thinking of directing the DCU Batman? The rumor doesn't sit well with me. Want to know what you guys think? Yeah, John and I think are on opposite pages. I think it'd be a massive mistake. I don't want to see another Gunverse movie. I want to see a DC. I want to see a DC movie with a new director, like what we thought we were getting with Supergirl. I want to see a DC Universe movie with a new director being able to work inside of the regime, but giving its own take in the way that Ryan Coogler did, in the way that Peyton Reed did, in the way that the Russos did. I want to see that. I don't want to see another Gunn movie with garage door jokes and all that shit. I don't want to see that again for Batman. I want to see like a different take, and I don't know if that kind of style for Gunn is really what I want to see. Like everybody, you know, Robin's going to be telling jokes, Batman's going to be telling jokes, and Alfred's going to be telling jokes. It's like I don't want to see that.
Well, Brave and the Bold is a lighter approach to Batman. So even though with Damian doing there's a much more sarcastic approach. So I think his style would work, but I hear you. Are the fans sick of this style now? You know,
get rid of Brave and the Bold. Get rid of it.
I agree 100% on that. Get rid of it. Yes. Larry
Quartz. The way to save Terminator is by rebooting RoboCop versus Terminator. That's right. Like the game and the comics, reboot them together. Am I insane?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
You're not insane. A24 version of Terminator versus RoboCop? Sign me up. Make it futuristic in the way that you can actually blend it together with a really good take. Like imagine if you had, if it's a Yule Bowl version of it, 100% no. But if it's like a really cool, if like Denis came on and said like, you know what I want to do is something like that, or something interesting to where you can mix the two worlds together and do it. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm telling you, don't laugh it off until you see the take. Cobra Kai, you would have laughed off.
Probably, yeah.
Felix Z, 8983. Which movie has more pressure to succeed? Man of Tomorrow or Starfighter? I mean, this is a similar question that we had before.
Yeah.
Although he said James Gunn or Filoni before, right? The movie what pressure has more succeed.
I think Starfighter has more pressure.
I agree with you. I'm curious why you say that.
I say because I think the whole brand depends on Starfighter's success at this point. Yeah. Whereas DC has shown that it is a zombie brand where it will never die. People will always want to take over DC because these characters are really exciting and thrilling. Whereas Star Wars, you're just coming up with stuff on the fly now because the source material ended a long time ago. Yes, you've got the books and the novels and all of that, but like the actual George Lucas stuff ended a long time ago. So I think there's more hinging on Starfighter being a success for the brand, whereas Man of Tomorrow hinges on James Gunn's success. Yeah. That's not the brand.
It's 100%. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's that fact that like, if Starfighter misses, Star Wars in general is like, how do you continue with Star Wars? DC is always you can always reboot DC with Batman, Superman, all this. Those characters aren't in trouble. It's the versions of the characters right now.
Yeah.
So I'm with John on that one 100%. Okay. So next one after that, again, we got 89 questions so far. John doing great. Just watched Basketball Diaries for the first time, says Peter Lund, and love to know your guys' thoughts on the movie. Love the movie. Tough watch.
Okay.
You didn't like it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a really good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that movie in Florida when I was living in Florida, and it's a tough watch. Really tough watch.
Is that the one with I know it's DiCaprio, but is Wahlberg in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ayushi Yumatsu. I don't know if DC is serious about Lorraine Bracco also in that movie, by the way. I don't know if DC is serious about the DCU. They have to cancel Reeves the Batman. Ain't gonna happen. Different versions of the screen going at the same time will hurt one another. Well, there's no world that's gonna happen.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, Ayosha, I'll tell you what, and I say this as to you lovingly, who you're in here as a big supporter. If you came in and if you were an executive of mine, you just said, "Hey, we need to cancel the Batman 2," I would fire you on the spot, because the first movie I think it made more money than Superman did initially, and I understand that they either have to blend it in, and I don't disagree that two different versions at the same time is going to hurt each other. I don't disagree with that, but your business as you're already working on this movie, and your DCU isn't working, and this movie did, right?
Kristian, I know you're getting 600,000 views per every Schmoedown, but you gotta kill the Schmoedown and just focus on the Schmoes No Show. That's all. You just gotta focus on the Schmoes No Show. That's essentially what you're saying right now. It makes no sense. They're gonna make money hand over fist off the Batman 2. Yeah. Why would you sacrifice that sure thing for what is looking to be a debacle with James Gunn?
He's not wrong, but he's not wrong though that two different versions on the screen are going to hurt at the same time.
That's why you don't do Batman Brave and the Bold till after Batman 2.
I know, but then you're still going to get Batman 3. It's tricky. It's tricky. Shay
years.
Markel Roca, keep being a solid dude, man.
Thank you very much, Shay Markel.
He also says, "I salute you, Kristian. I love the channel. Thanks, Shay. You're one of the best. Thank you."
Yes.
Tommy, WB execs watching Obsession make $400 million on 750K. Clowns. Yeah, I know. It's like that, but let's not pretend that Obsession was not a phenomenon.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly in the fact that, like, I don't know, and like I'll leave this up to PLD, Luke, or whoever, if there's what movie, if any, in the history of releases in theaters consistently made more than it did opening weekend.
Yeah.
We just talked about Supergirl having a 73% drop.
I think The Greatest Showman was that kind of movie. It opened for like 10 or 15 million, and it ended up making 400 something million dollars.
So maybe that's the answer. I don't know. Maybe that's the answer. Johnny Patriza, Roca, who's your GOAT goalkeeper? Mine is Buffon.
Yeah, Gianluigi Buffon. Yeah, mine is Allison, and always will be Allison because I'm a Liverpool fan. He's the best. But Peter Schmeichel was great for Man U for a long time.
Movie Bus.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever see Spawn remade, and how interested you would be able to see it? I mean, they were going to do. I mean, we had Todd McFarlane in at Collider Live, and he was talking about he still wanted to get it. I think that's another one that you could absolutely 100% do. You'd have to do it smaller, and you have to find the right person to do it. But the Spawn HBO series was incredible.
I love that series.
It was great.
100% agree with you.
So great.
Well, what is it? Okay. Yeah. I don't know. There have been rumors about a Spawn remake for the last few years. I think Blumhouse is involved, but there hasn't been any kind of movement on it. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Michael McKenzie. Hey guys, are you excited for the Persona series announced for Netflix? I feel like it's going to be a high school Inception. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
No, what is that? Tell me about it.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you put high school Inception. You tell me about anything that, like Inception or Dark or time travel or bending reality. I'm on board.
It's based on the video game franchise.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there you go. All right.
Shane Adams, you guys are more sensible than Corey the Real Rejects crew. They focus on the art side and you're focused on the business side. I'm not hating on them, but you make the most sense. Well, let me say this. We probably just have more of your sensibilities, so you relate to us, right? Like Greg Alba has a brilliant business mind.
I agree.
He is a brilliant business mind. He's one of the smartest guys I know. And he does look a lot at the business side stuff, but he also is very passionate about positivity and other things too. So I think that there's a place for all of it too. And I think that I think what Greg does is incredible. So
I think the only mistake he's made in business is not having me on his show. So I think that's the only mistake.
No, I love it. I'm a big fan of Greg. SFL12. Hey, Kristian and John, I have a feeling that James Gunn is done with DC Studios after Man tomorrow. That's what John said too.
Yeah, I think that if the Ellison thing goes through, I think you're going to see a completely different kind of take on things from James, and I think that'll be his excuse to walk out of there. Because to be honest with you, dude, who can deal with this crap? Honestly, and look, a lot of it he brings on himself by being out there more with social media. But Kristian, if I was wrong, I'd just be like, you know what, this ain't for me, dog. I love you guys. I'm gonna go make movies.
Right.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to do it anymore.
No,
he really doesn't.
You come after my wife, who's beautiful. You guys couldn't pull. You couldn't pull 1/10 of a woman who looks as good as my wife, and you're criticizing me. Go fuck yourselves.
He doesn't need it anymore. I think he's done too. Dill the pickle. I finally checked that Obsession. It started at 12 a.m. I was not ready for that scene your daughter went to bed on. Holy God, I was shook. You should have seen her. She's like, I'm good. She literally turned into a child, and she's like, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to sleep now. It was amazing. I'm so glad I wasn't even. Like I said, I was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. Ron H. Hey, Roka, did I nag you about Hollyweed? LOL. He really wants us to watch that.
What's Hollyweed?
It's a Kevin Smith pilot.
Hell no. Yeah. I'm good. I'm not the biggest Kevin Smith.
No. Oh, okay. Love Kev. Sherlock 277. Why do you both think Wheaton went after The Rock? Ton of other actors such as Tom Cruise don't speak politically. I don't see Wheaton go after him. Why The Rock specifically? He knew he would get traction from it. He's not.
Yes. And what I tell you, everyone's coming for him now, so he's safe to attack. Tom Cruise is still not safe to attack.
Will Wheaton knows how to get social media. It's in the same way that Seth Rogen for some reason went after Stallone.
Oh my God, what a moron! Him and Barinholtz.
The Beat Outpost. Interesting that people were more interested in the Flash version of Supergirl.
Oh, the Sasha Calle version.
She was good.
I liked her.
Yeah, I did too. She was good.
Best part of Flash.
Yeah. Kyle Miles. Roka, you son of a gun. How's it been?
It's been hanging well. How are you, Kyle's?
Casual Phantom. Gunn promised a 10-year plan with quality control. Now half his initial slate is shelved, and the second movie had a bad script. Bad luck all around. Announcing stuff first without being locked in is always a disaster.
Why don't people listen? Just like they did. We've got 7 Power Rangers movies coming. You guys wait. You got to establish. Then you can start doing those things. Feige didn't come out and go, we're doing Iron Man and then Hulk and then this and then that. He waited till it was established.
Each movie, yeah. Comic lover Ron H. Much love. RIP to your mom. Friends and I lost our moms and have a group called Society of Dead Moms. We drink and ski the Alps on the weekend. We got a spot for you. There you go.
That's awesome.
We got. Here we go, Roka. You ready?
Oh boy.
Go. Tommy out here. Tommy says Lapita out here doing all she can to stop the momentum of the Odyssey. Movie execs will only learn the one way, which is to vote with your wallet.
So, if the film okay, wait, go ahead.
Oh. That's bait.
So if the film explodes and does really well, then they voted with their wallet. Are you going to shut the fuck up and admit you were wrong? Are people like you going to admit you were wrong? Or are you going to say, no, these dumb fools went to see the movie? That's the thing. I got no problem if you really believe this. But if your point of view gets proven wrong, have the guts, have the manhood to admit it. Go out on social media.
This movie's going to do so well. It's going to do so well. John DX Dragon. I've got a strong feeling a new DC reboot is on the horizon. How it'll affect the brand is a different story. Gunn is likely done in 2027. What would you like from DC Paramount if a reboot happens? You have to. I cannot even fathom that until Man of Tomorrow comes out, because that is the conversation that I can see you and I having a year from now. It's going to be, okay, well, Man of Tomorrow just made $800 million. Gunn's on his way out. Who are they going to bring to continue that vision, and what are they going to do to make it different? As opposed to Man of Tomorrow just ate shit. Gunn's on his way out. They got to scrap this whole thing and do it from the beginning.
Yeah. My body just falls apart thinking about another DC reboot. Jesus.
I know. Okay.
We're going through all this again. Oh God.
I know. Ron H. R&B will tell you that physical media is done. Do you have a physical copy of a game, film? No. But more people are accepting the convenience of digital. There's always pirating if you want a copy. I mean, there is definitely, I don't know about pirating, but I definitely have a lot of more. I have less hard copies now than I used to. I still have them, but I'm just saying I used to request a lot of them more. I used to get them sent to me too, but for me, it's like for doing reactions, everything too, I just buy the digital copy and I watch it. So I do that for sure. But I do think there's one of these things. It's like that. There you go. Anytime to bring up a Julia Roberts movie, the one that what was it? The one she was in the Netflix movie with recently, the Sam Ismail one. The hell was it with Ethan Hawke and
I don't remember that one. I didn't watch that one.
So they basically everything's the internet, all that stuff down, but they have like electricity, but they they have this. Her daughter like has all this physical media stuff too,
right,
and so like it's like when everything goes to shit, the physical media stuff's still going to be there. So
yeah, that's why I still collect it.
Yeah, Mad Dog. Roka, what's your take on the red card situation?
I thought it was not a red card. And I was initially happy that they overturned it until I found out who was involved in overturning it. Now it's just like it just all feels shitty, man. But I still love this team and I'm cheering for this team. They had nothing to do with that, so that's what I'll say.
Eric Slaby, have either of you seen Young Washington? Do you want to see it, John?
Not yet. I'm going now. Now that I made this much money, let's go.
Not sure if it's worth seeing, but as a big history buff, I'm intrigued, given how this affected Washington. I think probably
this event. Yeah.
I'd probably see it too. I didn't realize that one of his. Do you know where his first loss was?
No.
Long Island.
Long Island.
It was. Yeah. It was in Long Island. I didn't realize that until over the weekend.
Yeah, people do this. If you study Washington, he's not that great tactically as a young man. He had to get better as he got older, for sure. Yeah.
Cooley High. What up, family? What's up, Cooley? Just showing some love. My family and I are doing some fun movie reviews on my channel. I know you sent me one. It's really. I'm telling you, one of my favorite interactions I've ever had with fans is him and his family at the Atlanta Schmoedown.
That's great.
They're such sweet people. Also, love the obsession reaction, bro. Be easy. Thank you, my man. You're the best. Ron H., you know how some people say they would like to talk to these big historical figures from the past, Abe Lincoln, Chris Columbus, me. I would love to have met and chatted with Schnepp. Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You could talk to him forever.
Yeah.
Talk to him forever. He was the best. I mean, my favorite. Speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, me, him, and Holly driving to San Diego Comic-Con together was it was hilarious. We would laugh in the whole time.
Yeah.
Ron H. Navarrete, South Filipino. She's one of us. There you go. Tyler, is Cody Rhodes winning back the title tonight? Probably. What a stupid decision that would be, though. Why would you even? What? Just what they did with when they did that with Drew last time too. Why put it on Sammy if you're going to take it right away? Take it back.
Maybe they're trying to legitimize her. I don't legitimize Sammy. I don't know.
I know, but like, but why not? Wouldn't it make more sense to have like that plan of Brock take it off of him?
But maybe they're going to turn Cody heel tonight. Maybe they're going to start the process. Like he's going to lose again, and then he gets.
I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake if they do that. John, DX Dragon, thoughts if Disney rebooted Ep 4 to 6 again for a modern take? It's bold but nuts. Should we get a new Skywalker as a lead or new Bloodline for 10 to 12? And how large of a gap timeline should they go for? The internet would riot if he did something like that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's so right.
It's not worth it. Because then every single person that was cast would have like it's just not worth it. Yeah, it's not worth it.
I don't think rebooting, bringing the characters back and recasting.
Yes,
not rebooting.
That's a smarter way to go. I think trying to get it so far away to not ever having Luke or Leia or Han again. But I mean, you got to cast right. Like I like. Speaking of weapons, Alden Ehrenreich is a great actor. He was a terrible choice for Han Solo. Terrible.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Ron H. I said it before. I'll say it now. I'll say it in the future. You better recognize. It's really good. Comic lover. Roga needs a daddy chill with the I called it. I know. We don't have the daddy chills on there still. Moises. San Diego was mentioned before in Geek Buddies. Oh, there you go.
I don't remember that. I mean, listen, I this might surprise you, but I do a lot of shows. And so stuff if it was mentioned, I don't remember it being mentioned. Maybe it was, and I played with it for a few seconds and moved on. I don't know.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
John DX Dragon. Gunn talked smack about the Dark Knight trilogy. I know. I heard about that too on Facebook.
Did it really?
Oh, yeah, dude. There's an old Facebook post where he says he's not a fan of Nolan's movies and didn't like his take on Batman at all. It's an old Facebook post that he made years ago, like 2012. He's definitely got an ego. Someone who can't see the value of those films shouldn't be leading the entire DC film studio who push directors away. I mean, he didn't say it like last week. He said it back like 13 years ago, whatever, but still. Yeah. Still.
Interesting.
Corpy Pa, 5216. Crazy stuff in the World Cup. German out, Norway, Holland won, Brazil. Are you, Roca, enjoying the World Cup so far? You can try to convince Kristian to go to a World Cup match. Going to a World Cup match wouldn't be hard to if there was one that was near me and I had tickets, that wouldn't be, I'm sure it's probably one of the most electric experiences ever. It's trying to get me watching on television and not make me, like a cat with a laser thing, like going like this. If something else is going on, I'd just be bored out of my skull.
Well, a game like last night, that keeps your attention. That was like tense, man. Yeah. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Well, I was kidding. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
No, I lied. Trey Porter, thoughts on Sheamus leaving the WWE?
I mean, he had a hell of a run.
Yeah, did run.
Yeah.
That's not one of those ones like how they all let him go. It's like
Right.
he'll be in AEW next week.
Yeah, probably.
Johnny Batriza, dual format game sales are 50%. They pulled purchase Studio Canal content from user libraries because of licensing, no refund. It's crazy. So what does that mean?
Sony did. Yeah, Sony did. They pulled all these movies that you bought. People bought these movies.
Yeah.
And they pulled the movies off their service because they couldn't get the deal with Studio Canal.
Yeah, they should get refunds.
No refunds. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jack Hughes, Kristian, use the Jabba voice, but say I don't want to be like my dad. Yeah, right. It's true. Well, he wouldn't have no, but he doesn't speak basic. If he says it in Jabba, it would be so stupid. I hated that so much. Smog, I just watched your reaction for your channel for Obsession, which is the first one I've seen. It was awesome. Horror is ripe for great reactions. Yeah, especially one of the things people liked about that reaction was the fact that I never I hadn't seen it. And I hadn't seen it. Michael D. Oh my god, that's the best.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Remove that immediately. Remove that
amazing. That is amazing. PLD's shaking his head also. Some support and go Portugal. Are you doing a watch along for today's match, Roku? I think the World Cup is for England's to lose.
No way. No. France is the kaiju amongst all these little little gorillas or little monsters rather. Yeah, no, France is the winner. But yes, 5:00 tonight, live.
Nathan Drake, love that earlier super chat about the villains. Which one would you be able to escape for 24 hours if they were after you? Javier, Heath, Waltz, or Penn?
Probably Penn because he's the dumbest of the four, I would say.
You'd probably be able to get And I don't Heath though I don't think he's really looking for you.
Yeah, it's true. He'll find you when he wants to find you.
Yeah. So you got a better shot. Yeah, I think that I would go Penn, Heath. I wouldn't want Waltz or Javier looking for me.
No,
they're going to find you.
Yeah,
they're going to find you. Shay Markel, give me an A24 remake of Jumper. Yes, that was a great premise. They just dropped it.
Was that the Hayden one?
Yeah, Hayden and Sam Jackson again. Beagle Studios. Roka, my first super chat, I was giving you flowers. He was the one who said that, about he was saying that you basically the ego stuff that you did.
You got to make sure to say it like, Roka was right, and then you can say whatever you want.
Just lead that with everyone. Joey Pedras, do you think the idea of the cinematic universe needs to wind down, or do you think the model still has plenty of room? I think it's hard to do, but I always love the idea. And Marvel wasn't the first to do it. Roka might not like him, but Kevin Smith was really the first one to do it. He had the shared universe for a bit. I love the shared universe idea if you can make it work and you play it all together. I love it.
Let's go all the way back. Abbott and Costello with Frankenstein, Vampire, and Wolfman, Dracula and Wolfman. Yeah.
Nathan Drake, Obsession doubled Sinners box office. Is that true? They doubled the box office? I don't know. That's true. Is it?
I don't know about that.
What was Sinners? No, that's not true.
I thought they made $300-something million
no,
of Sinners.
That's not true. Sinners box office. It goes to over 370 million worldwide.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, no. And then let me see. And Obsession.
It's at 4-something, right?
Obsession box 403. No, it didn't double it. No. It beat it, which is crazy. Unheard Sirens Incorporated. Hypothetical question. If Gunn leaves, likelihood that Warner Brothers puts Reeves the Batman into the DCU. I agree it's a terrible storyline tone-wise, but Reeves movies are doing well in DC WB like money. I don't think Reeves wants to do it.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest pushbacks. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Gunn tried it already and Reeves said no.
Yeah, I would 100% put on the table that Gunn pitched that to Reeves and Reeves said no.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Canuck. 111 so far, John. Winding down here. Whoa. Maybe I am wrong here, but DCU Batman should revolve around the Court of the Owl, in my opinion. Potentially lower budget for a gritty dip against the light. Well, I think the Court of the Owls is what Matt Reeves is doing.
Yeah, he is absolutely. It's very clear he's doing Court of the Owls. Yeah. Court of the
Owls. Armada, AYT. John, I don't think John understands this yet, but he will very, very soon.
Hey!
What the hell? Oh my god.
Go pal. It's still a phenomenon, but Obsession costs its investors $750,000. It costs Focus $15 million to pick it up out of TIFF. I haven't seen whether Barker or anyone who worked on it is going to see any of the box office.
It depends on what deal they worked out.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah. Tommy McLeod, release the Ellison cut million, add Sweeney. I mean, didn't Jeff say that he thinks that Sweeney should have been in there? Was that
He
him?
thinks Sweeney should be in everything with Glenn Powell. It should just be those two in every movie.
Armada 8YT, Godfather 4 or Disclosure Day 2. What would you want more? Godfather 4. I don't need another Disclosure Day 2. I think I want to see what they're going to do with Kaczynski's UFO movie. That I'm excited about more. So
probably Godfather 4. Get yourself a really good director. Yeah.
Ayoshi Umatsu, DCU needs a big win. Bring Battinson into the universe. Yeah, it's just there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think people
Tommy,
would reject that.
Nolan sells. We know that. She's literally saying the dumbest things about a 2K-year-old text. What is it?
2,000-year-old text.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what she's saying. But could it do better if these people were media savvy? Well, that's a different conversation. I do think that in general. I don't know. I have no idea what Lupita Nyong'o's comments are, so I'm not speaking of that. But I think that they're because Millie Alcock was on Horowitz recently saying they don't do a lot of training.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that's crazy. I think especially with today when people are just looking for you to mess up, I think everybody should have just robotic answers for the most part. A lot of things. Unless you're, where you like it. There are certain things you got to be careful with what you say. And I do think more people need to be media savvy for sure. I think Kathleen Kennedy needed to be more media savvy. She was not at all.
Yeah.
Tommy McLeod, Young Washington was fire. Stoked for the sequel. I got to check this out, I guess. Michael D, when this week are you doing episodes 3 and 4 of Invincible with Ming? That'll drop on Wednesday. We already recorded it. It drops on Wednesday. Trey Porter, Supergirl is set to release on digital on the 28th. Yes, Luke sent it to me 5 times in the chat for me to talk about it, and I forgot about it. But yes, it is releasing on the 28th already, which is not too surprising with the box office.
Wow.
Yeah.
So here's what Lupita said.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what she said. She was asked in a conversation with DC Film Girl in an interview. By the way, she's a great interviewer. I love DC. She said, what Chris is interested in this film is investigating the cost of war. And when you read the Iliad and the Odyssey, very little time is spent in the perspective of the women. It's told from a very masculine side of things, but this film takes time to really consider things from the female perspective. And so we see in Helen and Clytemnestra how this war has affected them both. They respond to it very differently with a different experience. So for me, that was very enriching to take the time to humanize them and consider what this time could have looked like for them.
That's it.
Oh, Matthew. How is your small dick going to handle the fact that Lupita Nyong'o said we'd like to see it from a female point of view?
I love that.
Did your dick go all the way inside you and tickle your brain? Like what happened with you, you small motherfucker? Man.
I love that you immediately went to Matthew Garrett when it wasn't even Matthew.
Well, whatever his fucking name is, he's parading himself as Matthew.
But
Garrett.
what I will say is that there is nothing wrong with those comments.
Absolutely nothing wrong with those comments
at all. But the problem is that people are automatically in the team side of things. People automatically are waiting to go like, oh, this is going to be, and I just made a point about Supergirl. I think it was a mistake to just target women for this movie because they didn't show up for it. Right. This is not that. This is not what they're doing here. What they're doing here is they're also saying we're going to also give the women a perspective in this movie. And that when you, by the way, in my earlier point, when people are going to see this movie, couples, whoever it is, and then maybe there's a woman who didn't want to say, I don't want to see this movie, and she goes, and then she's got a perspective inside of this movie. She feels more like she can watch it, right? So that I got no problem. I think those are smart comments. All right, let's see. FIFA. This is from Maddie B. Has denied Belgium's appeal against Folarin Balogun's return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
so
I'm still reeling from these comments. I just
move on. And Maddie be put in $10, and I have no idea what he's saying. So you respond to that.
Oh yeah, I just that it's no surprise that they didn't rule. Anybody who thought the Belgium appeal was going to work, you're insane. Balogun is playing tonight, and it'll be corruption, man.
Armada. It would never happen, but I'd love to see a reality show, our special of Colin Farrell and Penguin makeup doing practical jokers type stuff. Me too. It'd be amazing.
He might be up for it. If anybody would be up
he's
for
awesome.
it.
He's one of my favorite. He's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah. Shea Markel. Unfortunately, pirating Sony will have a stronger argument if customers are paying for content that disappears from the server if people are locked out of their games like Sony has done in the past.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. It's a lot very German to me, all this. Ron H. Okay, guys, I'm off a bit earlier. Hi, Ron, thank you as always for all the support. Like Ledger Joker, I don't have plans. I just do things. LOL. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, my friend.
Sending you love, man.
John, are you available tomorrow, by the way?
What's going on?
I have a screening of Evil Dead, and Mike Kalinowski is right now is by his lonesome because Roxy's not back next week.
Okay.
So I don't know if you're around, if you want to host.
Let me check my schedule.
Okay.
I don't know because I got to record with Cinephiles on Tuesday.
Right,
so let me see that. Yeah.
Anthony Negron, thoughts on development of the Aegon Conquest movie? I mean, I haven't heard anything new about it, but I'm excited. I'm super hyped for that movie.
Yeah. I love it.
Andrew Sanchez, cannot wait for the Odyssey. I'm there day one and I haven't seen a single trailer, but have you seen the latest trailer having so many dislikes and any idea why? Well, yeah, because now it's becoming the teams battle thing now because they didn't. Yeah, it's becoming politicized. It's not. No one saw the movie yet, and so it's there's one thing. But look, if they overpower things, and I'll say it too, if they lost what this movie is. And the movie definitely plays like if it's more of a political statement, which I don't believe it will be. Yeah. But I think that everybody should call it out. And I don't think even the people who are right now defending everything, if it turns into it's like, oh, that seemed like they were just trying to push a narrative, you should call it out. I don't feel like that will be the case, but I feel like that's the narrative that's being built in between the two teams right now.
These people need a culture war or they cannot make money off of it. So they have to fabricate one all the time. Whatever they're like, they'll just find any offense at anything because they have to keep their angry people sad.
I think sometimes the studios do things that are are bad choices. But now,
this isn't the melodrama that follows is so unwarranted.
This isn't one of those things. Yeah. Andrew Sanchez, everyone's saying no to Greek actors. By the way, it's so stupid regarding the Odyssey. No real Cyclops were used. Also, just saying. I hope Nolan makes $1 billion. It would be great to have him just. This is one of those scenarios where the channels are hoping that it's going to do really bad, right?
Yeah, 100%.
They Supergirl worked for him. It ain't going to work here.
I don't think so.
It's not going to work here because the regular audience. See, here's the thing: Supergirl. The regular audience didn't give a shit about Supergirl. The regular audience isn't paying attention to any of this narrative between the two teams. They just want to see the movie. It is a hyped movie for the outside of the people, besides the bubbles that are going after each other on Twitter. The regular audience wants to see this movie, and it's going to show in the box office. Comic Lover, these comments are going to get to Roka's head.
No, listen, I'm a Latino. I'm passionate about stuff. I'll forget about this in 20 minutes. It's how I do. Nathan
Drake, Kristian got crap for Jillian Michaels' interview, right? I mean, a little bit, but not much. She was a great conversation. I have no regrets of having her on the show. I told her on the show we didn't agree with each other with everything, and that was the whole point of the conversation. That we went back and forth on certain things. She said things that I didn't agree with, but we had a conversation like human beings. Yeah. Hank Pym, did anything in Motu make you laugh? Only chuckle I had was Tila calling Cringer a puss. Yeah, no, I didn't like that line. I thought that was especially I thought it was kind of out of place. There were some things I don't remember what it was, but not really.
Okay. No. How many we got left? I have to use the restroom. What do you think?
Yeah, we have only a couple left. Okay. We can knock these out.
I can power through.
Yeah, Cooley. John, you're one of the best YouTubers out there. You speak your truth and you don't pull punches. Also, thanks, Kristian. I value you both. Thanks for being cool. Thank you for being cool.
Thank you, Cooley. Yeah.
Congrats on your book, by the way. Joey Tigress, which X-Men character do you think that Indy Navarrete could pull off? So, that's from Obsession. I think that she could pull off Rogue.
Yeah, 100% Rogue. 100%. Yeah.
Kristian, you have to look at Michael Dino pictures. Is that the one? Yeah, no, I got it. It's amazing. Here it is. Will you do a reaction to Backrooms with Sam?
Oh, there you go. That's more appropriate.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think we'll do Backrooms. I just didn't like the ending of Backrooms. I really liked the movie. I just didn't like the ending.
I want to catch the new 15 minutes.
It's a new 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
They added. Okay. Yeah.
Hank Pym, minor Supergirl spoiler. Biggest plot hole in the movie that drove me nuts is how did Krem know Kara was Kryptonian? Why did he have kryptonite? Yeah, I think they cut out stuff. I'm with you.
Yeah, maybe
3 left.
About her? I don't know. All
3 left, John. But yeah, I don't know, Hank. I'm not sure about that one. Hilnums, what up, Kristian? I'm psyched that I will get to see Akira on an IMAX screen in September. That's cool. Any past movie, animated or otherwise, you'd like to see get re-released in IMAX format piece? Transformers the movie, 1986.
Oh yeah, Ghost in the Shell for me, for sure. I love Ghost in the Shell.
John Castle, hot take: Gunn will be replaced by Zack Snyder.
Oh my God!
Not gonna happen. Nah, whatever. It's gonna be something brand new. Hank Pym, and if you somehow know the sun system for Kryptonians, why pick a half yellow green sun planet to go to? Why not just pick a green sun planet?
Good point.
It's a great
good point.
It's a great point. Why? Maybe there wasn't one available. I don't know, but yes, it's like, or at least balance it out. Say, look, half of the time we got a problem here, so let's make sure we get all our shit done when the green stuff is. That's
exactly.
All right, John.
All right,
122. Good Monday again for you.
Thank you
Amazing.
all so much.
Where can they find you? What do you got going?
You can always find me at The Roca Says on all the social medias. Please remember my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Roca Says. So much happening there. Tonight, 5 p.m. PT Live, doing that USA watch along against Belgium. Then tomorrow we got Spill the Tequila, Hot Mic, Geek Buddies, all that happening this week as well, and my reactions and reviews. And I'm doing more episodes of The Truth. So come and hang out with me. Let's have some fun here on my channel. And don't forget the Cinephiles. Thanks, Kristian.
Thanks, John.
Much love.
Appreciate it.
Everybody have a great Monday.
All right. We'll see if John's coming back on Tuesday. I'll find out soon. Johnny, keep Johnny here longer. He's gone. Comic Lover, got to pee. Be more professional. Welcome. Nah, so that's something we do on this show. Thank you guys so much. Just got word from Jen. We're selling these things fast, guys. So make sure if you're going to be in the East Coast area, come on, get them now. Now you know it's October, but you're going to want to see this show, and then there's going to be no tickets left. So that's October 8th. The link is in the description. Right after I get off the air here, I'm going to go make this one live. This is the last match in the semifinals between myself and Mark Ellis against Gray Drake and Matt Atchney, formerly known as Team Rotten Tomatoes. So make sure you go and check that out. Should have some news hopefully this week about the Kickstarter for sure. Like I said, we're like I've told you guys, September 2nd looks to be when we want to launch. I just have to get all the things kind of put together, but it looks like that's where we're going with it, and we should have some news this week. Tomorrow, I got to see if Roca can host, and it'll be Roca and Mike. Wednesday, I think Smets is going to join on Thursday, so there's a possibility I might take Wednesday off. There's a possibility. I have to see if Sam's going to come in early enough on Wednesday. I might just take the full day and shoot with her all day Wednesday, so I'll let you know if that's the case. And then Friday, Winston will be here. Tomorrow, we're going to have up the finale of season 2 of Andor with myself and Sam. Wednesday will be Invincible. And then Friday is Rogue One, the start of the Star Wars movies with Sam. So make sure you guys are tuned in and checking out all that. And that's it. Yes, this is a great question. Are you going to know the Kickstarter tiers for September? Yeah, we're going to kind of work through that stuff, and we'll have some more stuff that we'll be able to I'm going to give you a lot more details. My goal is to be able to bring the director on. My goal is to be able to bring Martini on again. My goal is to bring on the person who's running the Kickstarter for us. My goal is to hopefully bring in more people involved in it. I don't know yet. I'm going to have some more conversations, but we're getting into the process. Now you're going to see me start getting amped up. And I told you guys, as this gets closer, it's really all I'm going to be talking about for a lot of it. So let's make the show together. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And thank you to PLD. Thank you to Luke. Thank you to Jonathan. Thank you to Sam and MK for posting the time codes as always. Appreciate you guys very much so. And we'll see you back here. Well, tomorrow I'm going to have my reaction of Evil Dead. So make sure you look out for that. And then Mike will be here with somebody. So thanks very much. And we'll see you later.
Did you shit in there?